It's the Big Tatum Show.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and ladies? I wasn't supposed to go live tonight. I wasn't. It's my day off. Yesterday was my day off. Sunday through Thursday, I go live. But I just have to. I have to talk about these things because people are not going to talk about it, and there's a few things that I want to address here. One thing is that for whatever reason, there's thousands of people who have either dropped off the YouTube channel or they've unfollowed me or whatever the case may be. There's a few people that are upset with me because of the things that I've said about the president, which is fine. You know, I'm cool with that. But don't be that person. You know, I read the comment section on a video that, and mind you, 90% of the people liked the videos that I put out. There was a few people that didn't. But don't look at anybody's headline and then make a decision on what the video is about. Somebody saying something that I never said on a comment, didn't watch the video. Don't be that person. Next up, I know people are, you know, this is a very trying time for people, everybody. I think that it's getting really weird and dangerous. And let me say this, because everybody complained under President Trump and said, Trump is this, Trump is that. He hates this person. He hates this class of people. He's going to do this to the country. And when you look at what Joe Biden is proposing and these Democrats are doing, this is a real concern, right? Trump isn't a real concern. They don't like him. They don't like the way he talks. They don't like the way his hair look. They are mad at him for whatever reason. They make up stuff saying he's a racist and all this stuff, which is not true. But when you look at Joe Biden and Democrats, you cannot help but to be alarmed at the things that they're saying and doing. $15 an hour minimum wage. First of all, I don't think that the federal government should have anything to do with mandating pay in any state. Each state should be responsible for how they want to treat their people. And if California don't want to treat people right, they're going to move. That's the beauty of the United States of America. But here's the truth of the matter. They don't really care about people. They don't really care about minimum wage. If the federal government cared about minimum wage, they would put minimum wage on a scale where California, who has one of the highest costs of living, LA County, you got Washington State, New York City, have the highest cost of living. Their minimum wage, if you're going to interject the minimum wage to protect the people, their minimum wage should be way higher than Utah, Arizona, Texas, Alabama, Georgia. Their minimum wage should be way higher. Montana, South Dakota. You telling me people should have the same across the board? And I don't know why people who are liberal, who live in some of these high places, why they would even think that was legitimized. You don't interject a minimum wage federally. You just don't do it. But this is what they want to do. This is my theory of a plan. This is what they want to do. In fact, they want to impose minimum wage to destroy small businesses, right? The businesses that cannot afford to pay you $15 an hour across the country, they want to eliminate small businesses. So therefore, there's the elite, there's the rich, the wealthy, and everybody else is poor. And once you get fired, they eliminate your position. These big companies that can afford to pay you $50 an hour, they just don't want to. They're going to begin to remove you and put smart devices, put kiosks and stuff into their store, so they don't need people. because people can only work from this time to this time. They got to take a break. They get sick. They have children. They need benefits. They need medical. They need retirement. Computers don't need retirement. A kiosk don't need a restroom break. They don't get pregnant. They don't need holiday pay. They don't need 401k. They will save a tremendous amount of money once they replace you with a computer. And I feel like that's what $15 an hour is about. It's about thinning the herd. They're trying to thin out all the small businesses of the regular people like you and I who are entrepreneurs, who are trying to do something, who can make a living. You ain't making a killing, but you can make a living. They're going to eliminate you. And it's going to be Amazon, McDonald's. It's going to be all these mainstream conglomerate businesses. That's what $15 an hour is all about. Don't let these people lie to you, because if they cared, like I said, they would put it on a scale. In Texas or something, it'd be $13 an hour. In California, it'd be $20 an hour. New York City it'd be $20 an hour. But they want to say they're doing a cut $15 an hour. They're gonna see how it play out. How many businesses die in the 15? Well, people are unemployed. People don't have opportunities. It needs to be $20 an hour. $20 an hour hit. What companies can survive $20 an hour? And it's just gonna be Amazon. I'm telling y'all, they got computers. They have smart devices that are gonna replace people. I already saw cars driving. I ain't never in my life seen nothing like that. The car, I wouldn't even get in that thing. The car drive and pick people up like Uber, but ain't nobody in the car. And this has been going on for years. I've been seeing that car. I didn't know nobody was in it until I looked the other day and nobody was in that thing. A little van running around. They're not going to need the people that are making little money on Uber. Uber's not going to use you anymore. They're gonna advance in probably 20 years. They're gonna advance to technology where computers are driving people around. People are gonna be obsolete. This is the road that we're going down. I just want people to understand that. That's why it's invaluable when you get your education. Don't get your education in family studies. You need to get your education in some technology, or at least learning how to use technology or customer service or something of that nature to better prepare you for what they're trying to do in the future. And somebody made an excellent comment, which I should give a round of applause for. What they can't replace with a computer, they're going to replace you with a illegal immigrant. If you look at the news, look at anything that's going on, migrants. Let's go over to the Tatum report. On the Tatum report, we have it. Shout out to Matt Gaetz. Pro-migrant groups, let me see, y'all can see that over my head. Pro-migrant groups overjoyed after getting first look at Biden's immediate immigration plan. Just in the nick of time, there is thousands of migrants that are coming from the southern border and probably is going to hit the border around the 20th. And they hated Donald Trump for doing this. They hated him. They said he put kids in cages, which we all know Barack Obama is the one started the cages. And Barack Obama was the deporter in chief. Actually, he deported more than any other president in history. But they criticized Trump. And Biden is going to let these people come right over here, right in our country. Now, I'm okay with people migrating here, but you can't just come over here without having merit. Because it's, to be honest, it's prejudice, and many would say it's racist to let people from the southern border just come in here willy-nilly. If you get over here, you have a baby, you're good. If we are supposed to be the lifeline of the world, we are supposed to be the people who love and take care of people all over the world. We are not doing our job because there are people in Africa who don't have the luxury of just skating over here through the southern border. They need to be in a better situation, in a better country. They need solutions too. But you can't give them solutions if you let everybody come in from the southern border without any restrictions. And I'm going to say this. Some people still are having hope for Donald Trump We got 4 more days. And then I don't know what's going to happen. We got 4 more days. If Donald Trump don't pull the magic hat out and do the Houdini, then Biden is going to end up being the president. And I'm just being honest, like, the biggest thing that you need to take away from what I'm saying right now is to get yourself right with God first. Build your relationship with God. Be in a place where you have hope and joy in the midst of a struggle. Because I think that these things are going to put our country in a time of turmoil. I'm just being honest. Like, some of us are going to do really well. Some of you guys are going to do really well. But overall, our country is going to take a hit, man. You look at what they're trying to pass in Congress, eliminating the word mother, father, 4,500 different genders. I mean, it's not good for the psyche of America to be pushing rhetoric and agendas that are not conducive to reality. They're forcing people into a mental state that cannot be sustainable when it's pressed against reality. A man is a man, and a woman will be a woman until the day that humans no longer exist on earth. To suggest anything differently is setting somebody up for failure. If you are going to tell a man that because he feels like a woman, he is now granted the authority to be a woman, and nobody should contest what that person feels, and now everybody has to bow down and play and act like it's real. But then every morning when you wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and probably look down when you go into the restroom, you realize that you're not a woman. If you ever take a look at the beauty of giving life, meaning pregnant women, which only women can do, give life, you'll never be able to do that. So they're setting you up for failure, thinking that being a woman is only by looks. If you wear a dress and you wear makeup and you have chest and butt, somehow that makes you a woman. Like it has nothing to do with the God-given abilities that women have that nobody else have. That cannot be replicated, cannot be reproduced. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But I would hope, and for all the people who've been saying certain things about Trump and everything else, I'm hoping that you find your happiness in God. Let me add this. I think President Trump, and I said it in my last video, even the video that I criticized him on, I think President Trump was the best president that we've seen. And it's probably going to be the last time, since we didn't do nothing about what they did with the machines. Now, we still have it in the future. Maybe we can. But as a country, we did nothing about what they did in 2020. So we're probably never going to get a president that's not, hook, line, and sinker with the elites in Washington in the swamp. But I think President Trump did a tremendous job. I mean, he was a great president. If he remains the president, I think that the country will be in a better place after he's done in with 8 years total of being the president. But I want you guys to understand this. Like, you gotta give yourself credit, and I don't want us to forget this. The movement is of God. The movement that we see, this is of God. There are people who God has chosen to be in certain positions in the movement. Those people will come and go, but the movement will always be there. There is a move to honor God and to uphold the principles of God in America. There's a move to understand and exercise conservative principles, marriage, to be fiscally responsible. All of these different things are conservative measures that I believe is a movement that is orchestrated by God. Now, President Trump was a part of that movement, in my personal opinion, and you are a part of that movement. You are a part of that movement. Don't ever forget that. I hear people get mad at me, and they say, "Oh, how dare you talk anything bad about the man who saved us?" Well, he was a part of the whole movement. You had to turn out and vote. You had to defend him when it was indefensible, what appeared to be indefensible. You had to come out. You had to show up. You had to vote in the midterms. You have to vote in the election. You voted to help us retain the Senate in 2016. You voted even before President Trump was in office for us to get the House and Senate under President Barack Obama. You voted. You turned out. Don't act like it's a one-man show. You stood by him. You were the ones showing up at the rallies. You were the ones convincing your neighbors and telling your neighbors about the truth, even in the face of adversity. You're the ones had to lose family members and lose friends and lose your job and get bludgeoned when you were out in the public just exercising your constitutional rights. You were the one out there doing it. It takes a team. Whether Trump is in office or not, the mission, the movement is still moving forward, and you are responsible. You are. I don't want people to be trying to say beat Tatum or Donald Trump. You are. You were the one. We had to endure too. It wasn't just Trump. We took the shots. We took the embarrassment too. Some of us lost a lot. Some people lost their jobs. Some people lost family members, friends to support Trump. So you have battle scars. It's not just him. It's not just him. So I think we need to understand that is that you can give some shout out to Trump by all means, but don't forget about what you did. Don't forget about how you changed. Don't forget about how many people you woke up. That's what needs to be said, because I think people are getting too cliquish. Some people are getting, not y'all, because y'all perfect. I'm talking about somebody on another live stream. People are getting too cultish where you can't say nothing about Trump because he did a lot of sacrifice. Well, I did a lot of sacrifice too. It ain't easy making these videos every day. It ain't easy supporting somebody who it appears that everybody hates. It ain't easy having friends turn on you, don't want to talk to you, don't want to invite you to events, call you out your name, make you the laughing stock of the family. That's not easy. When I'm not a billionaire like Trump. I'm not a billionaire like Trump. I'm not late 70s or in his 70s. I don't know how old Trump is, but he's in his 70s, I think. I'm not in my 70s. I didn't live the Playboy life and had everything that I wanted, and then later in life I decided to take this hit. Trump was well loved by everybody before he became president. But some of us are not billionaires. We doing this stuff going 9 to 5. We've been doing this stuff with kids at home, having to stand up for something when you can lose it all. Donald Trump, and I'm going to say this about Donald Trump. Of course, I think it's a tremendous sacrifice. Nobody else would have done that in his position. Nobody would have done it. Thank God for Donald Trump. But Donald Trump, he could do what he want to do. When he leaves this place, he still got money. Banks cannot work with him. I guarantee you there's banks that want his money, that's making money off interest. Donald Trump still got these buildings that people are not going to, they can talk all they want to. You're not getting rid of that vineyard with the amount of property tax that Donald Trump is paying. All the real estate all around the world that he got. Okay. He gonna leave and he can say, you know what? I did my best. I tried. I'm going on. Barron, everybody else, they set up for life financially. But some of y'all done lost it all, and you ain't never gonna recover it. You may never recover it. You may never recover it. So understand that it takes all of us, not just one, not just two, not just the people who are visible, not just Brandon Tatum, because I get on here and make the videos, but most of you guys get on here, you subscribe to the channel, you like the videos, you share the videos. That's how the videos get out. I see people in public all the time. People run up to me at the gun store and be like, hey, man, my whole family watch your videos. Man, you woke up my whole family. But it wasn't me necessarily. It was God. me following the purpose, and then some people being bold enough to show their family members. Some people being bold enough to say, you know what, check this guy out. It takes all of us, man. It takes all of us. And if at any point B. Tatum was no longer on the channel, on the YouTubes and all this stuff, you have the power to continue on and push the mission forward. You use what you've gotten from me, what you've gotten from others to pursue. Some of you guys need to step up and create you a channel. Don't be, putting all your eggs in a basket of a person. Because when that person lets you down, everything falls apart. You don't put all your hope and effort and energy into pastors, preachers of the gospel. You don't. You give them credit where credit is due, but your salvation is up to you. You, only you, nobody but you. And when you go and meet God, he ain't gonna be asking you what Pastor so-and-so said. He's gonna be looking at you. What did you do about the knowledge that you had? That's how it's gonna work. Same thing is gonna happen. Same thing is happening in this movement. What are you doing? Not what Trump is doing, not what Brandon is doing. What are you doing to the best of your ability? To the best of your ability. Let me get a couple of these super chats in here while I'm running my mouth. And I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to try to preach to nobody. I'm just telling you the truth. Because there's a lot of things that I've been seeing lately that's been like, y'all got to stop this. We can't come across as like a cultish group where you can't even criticize one another. You can't. Or you don't love the movement. You're a traitor. Some people call me a traitor. I mean, I've done more for President Trump than just about anybody. And I'm going to criticize the joker when it's time to criticize people. All right, let's see. Michelle, thanks so much for the super chat. They hate President Trump because he loves America, and that is the truth. God bless all. Let me give y'all a story real quick before I jump to that. Let me give y'all a story. Today, I'm driving down the street. I got a big old red truck with a big old American flag on it. Probably it's the biggest American flag I could buy to put on the truck. I'm driving down the street, big American flag. Some guy on a bike riding with no helmet. And if somehow you see this video or you know who this person is, he's going south on, where were we at? Pima Road. South on Pima Road in Arizona. I mean, in Phoenix, Arizona. Y'all know where Pima at, north of the 101. South on Pima, he's riding down the street, no helmet, like an idiot. He sees the truck, he sees the flag, and he does this to the flag on my truck. Now, God knows that I got to speak tomorrow at church. And I almost turned the truck around and went up to him and embarrassed him. I was going to go up to him and embarrass him, meaning that I was going to run up on him, park the truck, get out, and say, what's your problem with the American flag? Since you got a big problem with the American flag, then let's go. Let's go. Let's see if you have a problem after this. I wanted to run him off the road, take him on the side of the road, and beat him. That's what went across my mind. You're gonna stick your finger up at the flag? At the flag for a country that you riding a bike in and you have freedom? You're gonna flip off the flag? I am sick and tired of people disrespecting this country, disrespecting America. It made me mad. But I said, God, help my mind, because I want to be more like you. I'm supposed to talk at church tomorrow. I'm supposed to be an example. Why do I want to beat this dude up that just flipped me off for having a flag on my car? Why is it that I want to throw the hands? And I said, don't do it. Just leave it, Brandon. Just keep driving, man, and enjoy the rest of your day. Don't let these people bother you. I take it personal. When people disrespect the flag. I take it personal. You can disrespect people. You can have an opinion. But when it comes to destroying, defacing, or disrespecting the United States of America, You are not just disrespecting a flag, a cloth, a fabric. You are disrespecting everybody that have lost their lives fighting for the freedom in America. That's what you're disrespecting. You're disrespecting the people who were enslaved in America, who helped build America, and who were freed, and who now their descendants are flourishing in America, the freest country on planet Earth, the country that allowed you to worship God freer than anywhere else on planet Earth. You are disrespecting all of that they went through. In the spirit of Martin Luther King weekend, happy belated birthday to Martin Luther King, you are disrespecting Martin Luther King when you stick your finger up at the flag. These are the founding fathers of the history produced in the United States of America. You ought to be ashamed of yourself if you will disrespect this country and you live here. Let me give you an example. I'm a father. I have a 10-year-old son. When my son is at my house, you don't disrespect this house. You don't disrespect the family name. That's it. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you say. I don't care what your mama tell you. You don't disrespect my house. That's where I draw the line in the sand. You don't disrespect me. Not while you under my roof and you eating food that I pay for. You don't disrespect me. I don't care what the kids at your school do. Man, my son, of course, my son never disrespect me, but I'm just saying, because I lay the law down. You don't disrespect. You don't, no. I'm going to tear you up. You don't disrespect your father, your grandfather, your family name, this house. There's too much sacrifice that was made for you to disrespect this house. That same energy that I feel is the same energy that I feel for the United States of America. There's too much blood that has been shed for you to disrespect America. There's too many sacrifices. There's too many soldiers deployed right now for, 18 months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months at sea to make sure your sorry butt have an opportunity at freedom. People have gone to the battlefield. I will never forget the images in my mind because I was a police officer. I know what it's like to go out there and be like, I may not come home. But to go to war, knowing that you're not coming back, you're not coming back. You got on that ship, you got in that airline, you got in the airplane, and you knew you were never coming back. You lied to your mama. You lied to your family and said, I'll be back. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. I'll be back. I'll be back for the family. Knowing when you step foot on foreign land that you were never coming back and that what you have been fighting for, you will never see the benefit of. But you did it anyway. How many people are willing to die for this country, are willing to die for something that they never can see, that they'll never reap the benefit of? They are hoping and wishing that their children's children will reap the benefit of them dying alone on the battlefield, taking the last breath, thinking to them their life flashing in front of them, wishing that they can turn back, but having to take that sacrifice for your sorry self. And I'm not talking about y'all because y'all perfect on this live stream. I'm talking about somebody else on another live stream. The sacrifice that have been made for us is unparalleled. You will never understand. And I feel like I can see the images in people's minds on the battlefield. I can feel it. It's almost like ancestors, I can feel them through me. Sounds super crazy, but some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Knowing that I can put myself in their position. And to think that today people are flipping the middle finger at the American flag. riding down the road on a $10,000 bike, riding with no helmet and flipping off the American flag because you don't like President Trump? I'm pretty sure that's what it was all about. Probably had nothing to do with me, had nothing to do with the flag. It was the association of a big truck with white folks and American flag with Trump. That's it. Whoever this person is, listen, stay away from me, man. Because if I drive up the street, when I'm on my bike and I see you on your bike, don't talk to me. Don't try to be friendly with me. You a dog. You a piece of crap if you're going to do that. And you're riding down the road without a helmet on. You're an idiot. You know, I ain't going to lie. It crossed my mind like, I hope he fall off that bike and bump his head right on the ground. I'm going to drive by and put him on World Star. But I said, God, take that thought out of my mind. I want to be more like you. Sometimes we got to do that, y'all. Sometimes I want to be more like you, Lord. Lord, I want to go upside this person's head, but no, you know what? I'm not. You know what? I'm not. Thank God. That man better thank God for God. He better thank God that he saved me. Because if I was beat Tatum in 2006, if you messed around, beat Tatum in 2005, 2001, the old Brandon Tatum in 2006, 2007, you wouldn't have God couldn't have saved you. You'd have been on the street. I'd have been going ham. I wouldn't have cared. I've been fighting everybody, cops, everybody. I probably would have been fighting everybody. You don't disrespect me, but God. If it wasn't for God, even now, people would be getting served like steak dinner. But God the Spirit of God is in me, and I can tap into it. And I say, Lord, let me tap into this real quick, because I don't want to do something I regret. I don't want to do something that's not like you. I don't want to ruin my reputation. I don't want to ruin the good thing that you've done in my life over somebody that's mad about something they know nothing about. And it's sad because I believe it's self-hate in this white guilt that this person feel, because I think, because I'm riding a big old red truck, like when you see these cowboys riding, big red truck with a big flag. That is I support Trump. I'm a white Southerner starter kit to some people that don't know that patriotism transcends color. They think I'm a white boy in that truck. Big old truck lifted with the flag flapping in the wind, because I love this country. Ain't got nothing to do with the color of my skin. Never will. That's why I love Martin Luther King. Now, he wasn't perfect. I didn't agree with everything Martin Luther King did. But Martin Luther King was one of those black folks that did not consider his race as the final conclusion of his success. Martin Luther King, his dream wasn't that black people get reparations. You correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I haven't read all Martin Luther King's material, but when he gave his speech that's well renowned, that will last forever, his dream was equality. It was equality. It wasn't special privilege. It was equality. It was upholding the Constitution. Martin Luther King didn't want to get rid of the Constitution. He wanted them to abide by the doggone Constitution that they said that they believed in. That's all he wanted. He didn't want black folks to have handouts. He said, well, why are you giving them this and you don't give us anything? You are setting them up for success and you are setting us up for failure. Just give us an even playing field and let us work. Those are the type of men that we are missing today. People ain't got no spine now. Spine gone. Whole spine column gone. We need men who are going to look in the mirror and look at these things the way God looks at them and say, it's not about the melanin in your skin. It's about you and what you're going to do about the cards you were dealt. And our goal with equality is saying, look, I'm not going to do anything to hinder you, and I'm not going to do anything to support you, but I'm not going to get in your way. you have access to what everybody else has. And because of the bad decisions of your parents, you may start out at a lower level. It ain't up to me to build your family up because your mama was a crackhead. It ain't up to the government. It's unfortunate that you had to live like that or you were born into that situation. That's not the government's fault, and it's not the government's responsibility to make up for what your parents did wrong. And it ain't the responsibility of the government to take away from people's parents who did right. This is not a balancing scheme. You're not going through life to balance it out for everybody. You're going through life and saying, take your hands off. I'm finna preach right now. Y'all can, I'll pass the offering plate around. But it's not about trying to balance it out. The world is not racist. Laws are racist. Laws perpetuated, let me rephrase that. Laws perpetuated by racist people are the problem in America. You have never seen you have never seen prejudice and discrimination that have come solely from people other than laws. Jim Crow law. They made it a law. If it wasn't a law, people would not participate in these positions. People will eventually get along. Human nature is to love one another as you love you should love one another as you love yourself. But these racist Democrats in history decided that they needed a law to separate people. They need to enforce laws that will hinder people from being one. That's the government. The people can sustain without the government. When a young child is born, people are friends. There was many black and white people that probably worked together, but they couldn't do much because of the law. When they got rid of the law, what happened? Black and white people begin to merge. By and large, there are some racist people out there on both sides, but overall, people begin to be one, like we should, when they got rid of these laws. Same thing that they're doing today. They want to create laws to give special treatment to certain people because they want there to be animosity. They want there to be animosity. And I want you guys to understand this. And I know I'm rambling, but you take what you want. Go back and listen to the rest of it. It has been historically disenfranchising to black people, minorities, and people of low income to impose minimum wage. If you look at the minimum wage in the 30s, completely disenfranchised black folks. Because black people could have work and could get a job, and they may not get paid the same as whites, but they had a job. When they go to impose minimum wage, they say, I'm not paying the black man what I can pay the white man, so the black man ain't gonna have no job. We're just gonna give it to the white man. We're just gonna give it to people who have a college education, which if you came from a poor background, no matter how hard you work, if you ain't got enough money to go to college, you don't get a job. That's not the way it should work. It should work based on a market value. What do you present to the market? What are your strong suits? Can we monetize it? I'm telling you right now, I don't have enough employees to do minimum wage work and all that stuff. I contract people. If I ever get to the point where I have employees and you telling me, you forcing me to pay them a set number because you said, not because what value they bring to the company, not the profit margin that what they do brings. You telling me I just got to pay 15? I'm not gonna be able to do that. I'm not gonna hire people. They're just gonna be contracted. That's it. And they're gonna work part-time. They're gonna work full-time. Because I'm not gonna pay you to do something that you're not worth me paying you to do. See, let me give y'all an example. I know I'm talking. Somebody's listening. Let me give you an example. There are people that work for me right now that I set a pay for. Right? There's people that work. And there's people that work for me that add so much value that I can't get rid of them. I can't. I don't care if they make me mad. As long as they don't do nothing unethical, I can't get rid of them. If I go to look on my chart and say I got to cut costs, this person, I cannot live without. They're not going to get cut. It's not because the government told me so. It's because the value that they add. And so in your life, You shouldn't be trying to force the government to pay people for value that you don't add. Because it's easy to replace you at $15 an hour. Then if you added enough value and they paid you $12 an hour and they never let you go, or they pay you $12 an hour today and pay you $20 an hour next year because the value you've added. And people that don't add value can stay at $10, $8, $20 because you add more value. Let me tell you something. There's nothing greater than the power of being in control of your success. The founding fathers of America put us in control of our success. And you can be broke down, dusted, and disgusted, but if you put your mind to it, if you're willing to work, if you're willing to sacrifice, if you're willing to work your knuckles to the bone, you can become as great as you want to be. You can be as great as you want to be. The difference is what's up here. What are they teaching you? They're teaching you because you're black that you're at a disadvantage. You can't control this. You can control this right here. Nobody can stop this. They can talk about this, whatever. They can't stop this. If you invent something that if you invent something that people can't live without, they can't stop this. If you are the most articulate person, you are the most intelligent, not book smart. Anybody can read a book and memorize something for a test. I'm talking about intelligence. I'm talking about going up and beyond to have knowledge in a certain job or genre that other people don't have because they don't teach you that at school. You have that. That's more valuable than anything that your color can present. Why do you think black people are playing in the NFL right now? Why? Because when you can run a 4.3 and a 40 and be 6'5", 230 pounds and catch a football with one hand, they can't deny you. They can't deny you. When you can bring value, they can't deny you. Let me say this and then I'm moving to the next subject. If socialism and equity works, then why don't they practice it, especially with these SJWs in the NFL? These black players, and I'm ragging on the black players because majority of the NFL is black and they making a crap ton of money. They complaining. The world isn't equal. No. Then you take your contract, then this is what you should do in the NFL. But they ain't gonna never do it because they don't believe in what they're saying. If you believe in socialism, you believe in equality for all, well, how about the owner give a budget for the NFL team and everybody share that budget equally across the board? That means the players that are rookies, that means the players that's on a bench, because we all are part of the team, right? That means the kicker, the backup kicker, that means the coaches. Everybody share this one salary cap equally across the board. Why don't they do that in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen? Because it's all bull crap. Got to put my cuss thing on there. All bull. That's what it is. It's bull. They're virtue signaling. They don't believe this in real life. Tom Brady ain't finna make the same amount of money as the backup quarterback. That's equity. What are they doing? The rich pay for the poor. Are they making Tom Brady take a pay cut to pay for better players? No, they're not. No, he's not. Let's get off of the white player. Let's talk about some of these brothers on the team. Or Patrick Mahomes. Is he taking a pay cut so that they can get better players? They're not making him do that. He would have to negotiate that in his contract, which he probably will not. And he should not. They're not finna do that. Look at the NBA. LeBron James. I dare you to spread your wealth across everybody on your team equally. And you tell me how they work out. He ain't finna do that, and he shouldn't do it. But since you running your mouth about equality and how the black man is treated so bad, give some of your money to the other black players. Why don't you? Because you're the best player on the team, so you should get paid as the best. And that white owner ain't worried about the color of your skin. You making the points, you winning championships, they're going to pay you. How these NFL players don't teach this to young people is beyond me. It's beyond me. Sports and athletics is not equal. It's not equitable. No, everybody don't get a trophy in real life. And Pee-wee, everybody get a trophy. When you's trying to play, everybody don't get to start. It's only those who work hard enough, know the plays, and they're talented. They start. Everybody don't get a scholarship to play college football. I don't care what your Pee-wee coach told you. You don't get no scholarship unless you're talented enough for a scholarship. Unless you're the best in the country. You ain't getting none. You get to college, you don't just show up on the field and because you're a rookie and because your mama was a crackhead or you don't know your daddy or because you came from humble beginnings, your mama and them were poor, they just start you on the football field and then they push you on in the NFL. You better you get your in that locker room and you work hard and you push yourself beyond where everybody else willing to go. You catch balls after practice every day. You work hard for the starting position. And then you play. Nobody's worried about, this one guy played in the NFL, he missing a hand. Nobody worried about that hand. Are you going to work hard enough to get yourself to a certain point? That's what we should be preaching. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. We should be preaching self-accountability. Self-accountability. You are what you work for. You become what you believe. Mama can't do it. Brother can't do it. Sister can't do it. Only you. And God has given you the power and grace to be able to do what your mind can believe you can do. The Bible says, seeking you shall find, knocking and shall be open unto you. And I honestly believe that God has given us the power to do anything. And you can choose to do bad if you want to. Or you can choose to do good. Your visualization can make you a millionaire to do bad. God has given us the ability to have power as people, as humans. Just like he told Adam, you have dominion over the earth. Adam had dominion over the earth. Adam was to name the animals of the earth. Adam had power over the earth. And you got power. Now, whether your power is righteous that you're using or it's for malicious purposes, that's up to you. That's up to you. I know people that do great things and they're evil. They have great success. They visualize just like a godly man does. They have success just like a godly man does. Why? Because when you unlock your mind, you can do anything. And the difference between this person and this person is unlocking your mind to do what's right by God. That's the difference. That's the difference. And nobody can tell me anything different. I manifest what I have now. I visualized having a channel like this. I visualized. And I visualized it's going to be even bigger than this. I manifested my wife. I visualized. See, God gave me that ability to do that. And some people don't believe that. That's on you. All you got to do is read testimonies of people's life stories. God has given you the power to do things, and if you don't want to do it, then that's on you. Let me finish reading these super chats. Somebody said, B. Tatum, please get back on your Discord. We miss you. I know they banned me off of Discord, so we started a new Discord. I got to get with my people and get my butt back on it. So we'll try to get that Discord ready. Election blanked and will be blanked in the future. I agree with you 100%. Right Side News broadcast an interview with Mike Lindell with my pillow guy. Don't want to get you banned, so I'll just ask, do you hear about the Mike Lindell, what he actually told Trump? The RSBN interview he did got blocked. I haven't seen it. I'm sure going to find it. Let me see if we put it up on Tatum Report. Because I know we got the Mike Lindell stuff on there. I don't think we probably got that one. Let's see, Mike Lindell. We wrote an article about Mike Lindell. Let's see. Yeah, I got to get my staff to put that interview on there. All right, it says, Brandon shared the Mike Lindell video. People need to be aware. All the cowards in the White House. It's on Rumble. Mike Lindell video is on Rumble. Now, I would play it on here, but I can't afford to get banned. And then Mike Lindell video be the last video anybody ever see. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button if you haven't already. I know COVID real, but news don't want to ever talk about the survival rate. Yeah, they don't want to talk. Listen, man, it's all listen. It's all rigged, man. And I'm not saying this ain't about it's about the manipulation of the mind by the media. The manipulation of the mind by the media. They are intentionally trying to convince you of something that's not true. Yeah, people have died from COVID. I know one person that died from COVID. Obviously, I don't know anybody that's died from COVID. Just COVID, didn't have no ailments or nothing like that. But person that died from COVID, I know but they don't tell you the recovery rate. Therefore, they're not genuine in informing you about anything related to COVID. They won't tell you the recovery rate. Why would they tell you the recovery rate? That's just as important as the death toll. But they don't want to. They know the numbers. They got the numbers. The numbers are public record, but they won't tell you. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want it to exist because they have an agenda. They have an agenda. It's like we're still not under a pandemic. God bless you, Mr. Tatum. God bless you. God has his hands on you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. It's because AI has no gender, so we shouldn't. I know, right? They're going to take over the world, and we're going to be sitting and talking about genders. Brennan, you are so smart and spiritual. Why can't you see the final piece of the puzzle? Trump has them checkmate. Man, listen, I don't know why people want to convince me to see something. It don't matter what I think. I don't need to see it. When it happened, I'm going to see it. You know, I don't know nothing about no checkmates, man. Sidney Powell, like I'm telling you guys, Sidney Powell, and I shared it on the, is that a spider? I shared it on the community tab. I'm going to read you what Sidney Powell said. And this is why it's like, you don't know who to trust. You just absolutely don't know who to trust. I want to trust President Trump. I want to trust him, which in large part I do. But I don't trust people because people will mess you over. So let me go to this thing and make sure there ain't no top secret information that can be revealed. So let me go to this page right here. I'm going to read to you what Sidney Powell wrote on her Telegram. And this had 155,000 views a long time ago. All indications are that despite the overwhelming evidence of massive, you know what, and more evidence available inside the government and other legal options available, the president is taking no action to protect the republic. People around him are limiting his information and lying to him about his legal options. The Biden administration will be consolidating power day one, and the fascist corporations are already limiting speech and firing freedom lovers. Just look at the military in D.C. now. Trump did not call them in. And all that for a virtual inauguration that no one will attend. It's all about power and global communist money. You can see and smell the corruption in D.C. It's gone from a swamp to a pure cesspool. I think y'all can read that. And there were and have been a lot more people blank elected than just Biden and Harris. This is Sidney Powell. Sidney Powell was the individual that everybody loved, that everybody was talking about. She was unleashing the Kraken. And she just mentioned in a post and said Trump isn't doing anything to protect the Republic. Now, I don't believe her and I don't believe them. I believe what I see. When I see some things happen, I'll jump on it and I'll believe it. But Sidney Powell was the man. But look at what she's saying. Why is she saying this? Why? These are the things that confuse me and make me feel like, just wait for it to happen. Just wait for that. What's the problem in waiting? Some people told me I'm a flip-floppy because I didn't believe that President Trump will win. Now, I thought that, man, I'm telling y'all, just like most of y'all, I thought that he was going to win in a checkmate before they certified the vote. I thought that Pence was going to checkmate him. They were going to go to the House of Representatives. That was the last legal option that I thought he had. I thought that was from the very beginning. I held on to that point. And I'm still willing to hold on to being open-minded to it still occurring by the 20th. But I'm telling you, man, like this stuff is just don't sound right. It just ain't smelling right. It almost smell like that people are tricking us and we just falling for it because we want it so bad. I'm almost mentally preparing for that old crazy dude to be the president. What do we do next? Because I don't know. And if Trump wins, how did I lose? How do I lose if Trump wins? Because I'm looking at the signs on the wall and saying, it looks like maybe they got this one. Maybe they were able, and I don't blame Trump if he said, screw this, I'm going back to being Trump. I almost want him to do that. Not because I want Biden there, because I want the man to stop going through this for no reason. He's going through this almost for no reason at this point. He done his job. Go back to your life, man, because they getting ready to try to bury you, and a lot of people ain't going to stand up for you. They ain't. Especially the people in power. None of the people you selected. All these people flaking on you. Why go through it? He gonna be good no matter what. Let's see. Chivo, thanks so much for the super chat. Here are all of the declassified files that Trump released. It's all here. So there's a link on a link tree of Trump declassified files here in that super chat. It ain't gonna matter. I'm just saying, like, think about this for a minute. I want y'all to understand this, and I'm here to inspire you when inspiration is needed, to tell you the truth when truth is needed. It doesn't matter what Trump declassified. It's not going to matter as it comes to the election. People who are blinded, if Jesus came on a gold tablet and gave it to people in hand and say, this is the truth, people will reject Jesus and not look at it because it doesn't match Joe Biden's victory. People don't care. We care. We already know these people are frauds. We already know what Obama did. We already voted against that. So it being declassified and revealed to us only makes us matter. The other side is not going to look at this. Nancy Pelosi ain't going to say, wow, this has been declassified. Some people have a security clearance and have a classification clearance that they can see it anyway. The people in our government already saw this. This is not material that only the president knows. People in our government already saw these documents. They already know Obamagate. They already know. They already know what happened. They didn't do nothing about it. So I'm not trying to be, just don't get hyped up on this stuff, man. Don't be, oh, he's releasing all the documents. The government already knows these documents and they did nothing. We knowing them, what are we going to do about it once we know? What are we going to do? Let's not go back to that Capitol conversation because you're gonna get banished if you try to do anything other than talk about it. Let's see. Not that I put 100% faith in it, but Q hasn't been wrong yet. I hope that all of the all the doers get exposed so we can come together once more. Keep the faith, everyone. Pray this all work out. Whether Biden or Trump, we still gonna be good. I think the people of God are going to be good. God will protect us. God will deliver us. God will do what he needs to do, and it is his choice whether who's the president. I think God can step in and make a decision. Maybe America needs a brain dead president so they can understand what they missed from President Trump, man. You're gonna realize all the great things that President Trump did when you witness people who are globalists and doing this stuff with an agenda. And maybe we'll recover from it. Trump is one man. He can only do so much. I appreciate what he has done for us, but real change comes from we the people. How do we unify in the silent majority? You can't be silent no more. Stop calling us the silent majority. We need to be the loud majority. Stop letting these people bully us, man. We need to stop letting these people bully us. If they start to bully us, then we stand together. If there's a company that, conservatives need to start their own companies too, and we need to support conservative companies. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there could be a conservative Amazon. I don't know. Let's see. Tatum, I learned that most people would rather hear what they want and avoid listening to the truth. It stings their ears. I'm here for truth. We'll continue to support you 100%. Some people don't want to hear the truth. They don't. They want to believe everything they want to believe. The beauty about me and the way I have my stuff set up is that I just keep it real. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I admit that I'm wrong. I just keep it real. It's easy that way. I don't have to try to be somebody that I'm not. I don't have to play up to nobody. What you see and what you hear is B. Tatum. Right, wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll tell you I'm wrong. But I'm not finna fake for nobody. I'm not finna kiss nobody but. That's just not the way I roll. And I'm not kissing President Trump but either. I celebrate him when he's doing well. And if he do something he ain't supposed to do, I'm going to get on his. That's all it is. I'm going to get on his. That's it. Anybody. That's what's going to happen. Daniel Allen Baker arrested for a plot to end the life of Trump supporters. Let's see. Trained in Syria. He is Antifa supporter. Okay. Look for the link. I posted in the chat. It's proof. If I have it, imagine that Trump has. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what link you got. Hey, Brandon, thank you for all you do. In your opinion, what were the 5 best things that came from the Trump administration? I mean, Trump woke everybody up to politics. The biggest thing is waking up to politics. People that were never politically active, like myself and others, didn't even think about politics until President Trump. President Trump showed us how to support our country with pride. Support our country with pride, and be unashamed of being an American. President Trump exposed the swamp. President Trump showed us that an outsider can be the president. And President Trump also showed us, the things not to do as a president as well. Because there were some things that he could have done better. Arguing with the media every day, Dr. Fauci, and of course it's in hindsight, but now we know the next person that tries to be president, these are the things that you should avoid doing. Don't be arguing with football players. Let people like me talk trash about Colin Kaepernick and them. Don't do it. It's not good for your health. Let's see. Q has been wrong. It's a whole psyop. I don't know, man. I don't follow the post, so I don't know if it's right or wrong. I just know that back when I was listening to it, they promised a lot of stuff that I ain't seen nothing happen. Not one person got arrested of significance. Not one. They've impeached Trump twice. I mean, when are we going to get a victory? That's all I'm asking. Forgiato, my brother Forgiato, thank you much for the super chat. Y'all don't follow Forgiato. You need to follow Forgiato. Music is fire. Him and all the rest of the Patriots who making bomb music. Bryson Gray, all of them. Legit. Y'all need to go support them. Tatum for president 2024. Trump is in Trump is in pretend defeat. God isn't done with him yet. Corruption will be shed to light or be shed to light, and all will be brought to justice. Trump will be our president. Love you, B. Okay. Allison, thanks so much for the super chat. Let's see. Sean, thanks so much for the super chat. I'm a truck driver, been all over, have BP and heart issues, and still won't wear a mask. If God wants me to have it, I'll get it, period. That's my belief. 100%, man. Man, listen. You know how many people recovered from that COVID stuff? Millions. Tens of millions of people recovered. They don't want to tell you that because they want you to think you're going to die if you get it. Listen, man, if it's your time, listen, do you believe in God? Yes or no? Okay. Is it your time to go? Who's in control of that? God's or yours? Okay, that's what I thought. Let's see. These liberals forget all that died to give us a voice. 100%. Go to beforeitsnews.com. Search inauguration canceled. Okay. Anybody ever listen to Ragged Old Flag by Johnny Cash? Have you heard about Bill Gates buying up farmland all over the U.S.? It is weird. What is he up to? It's the solar stuff they're going to do. They're finna do solar panels everywhere. I'm willing to die. That's why I serve. 100%. God bless you for your service. You are also, you are also disrepresenting the country God ordained to fly and live. Hold on. Let me try to read this right. You are also disrespecting the country God ordained to fly and live, this meaning in God we trust, on the very economics of this nation. And God we trust is meant to be the currency of the USA. Let me try to read the super chat again. Maybe I'm missing it, Michael. You are also disrespecting the country God ordained to fly and live, this meaning in God we trust, on the very economics of this nation. And God we trust is meant to be the currency of the USA. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, man, listen, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but man, you got one sentence. Make a coherent, complete sentence. I can barely read. Make it easy on your boy. Make a coherent sentence. If you got to do 2 or 3, just do a smaller super chat, make a sentence, and then do another super chat, make another sentence. Sometimes I wish we could send these country hater folks away and replace them with foreigners. I'd rather have some illegal than these fake Americans. 100%. 100%. There's people that come to this country and love this country and appreciate this country. Some people born here and they hate America. We have to Phoenix from this experience. We have to Phoenix from this experience. Learn and rise from the ash. No one will help us if we don't first start helping ourselves. Never again. Okay. President Trump hammer is swinging right now, people. It will be an epic few days. Get the popcorn ready. B. Tatum, I served at the hospital and now I got the COVID. Can I please have a prayer? We'll pray for you. I'm going to pray at the end of this. Let's see. What's your name? Tara? I don't know who I'm praying for, but I'm going to pray for Terrence and Simmons. Oh, Tara and Simmons. So Tara and Simmons. I thought it said and. Let's see. Tatum for president, Owens for VP, and Jericho Green for press secretary. Do you think it's too late for the USA? Is this divide too great? I think we are. I think it's too late for the country. I don't think it's too late for the people, if that makes sense. This is God separating the wheat and the tare. I think that God is separating us. Like this is what is inevitably going to happen. Like there is no changing it. We are now on a course downhill. We're going to have some spurts of ebb and flows of emotions. We're going to have some great moments as a people, but our country is headed downhill. It's like the Titanic. It's going down. How many people are going to get saved while it's going down is the question. And I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, man, but that's just what it is. Listen, we're too divided and people won't listen. Nobody's going to listen. Donald Trump can declassify Obamagate and 90% of people have no idea what happened in America. 90% of people have no idea. They don't even care. They have no idea. Zero idea. Let's see. Thank y'all for the super chat. Psalms 146:3. Don't put your confidence in powerful people. There is no help for you there. Psalms 118:9. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than trust in the princes. 100%. Sir, the incoming government don't care about laws. They are doing unlawful things, but they have to remember that we will not forget or forgive. That includes big tech, big donors in Hollywood. I think I found the information that Peter was talking about. If it's true, then Biden will be president for a month max. Might just be conspiracy. Well, look at this. Look at this. Let me tell y'all where this is coming from. There were so many things that people said Trump was going to do. He didn't do none of them. No fault of his own. It just never happened, right? Nothing ever happened. Mike Pence was the ace in the hole. Mike Pence didn't do nothing but sit there like a little. He didn't do nothing. Matter of fact, they impeached President Trump for the second time. So if you thinking that we doing something, they gutting it out. Now they got the Senate and the House. We ain't got one victory, and they got the Senate and the House, and they impeached president for the second time. They are methodically moving down the path of doing stuff, and we ain't doing nothing. So, mind you, nothing has happened to nobody. No big person have gotten arrested. None of that has ever happened. None of that happened, right? Nothing has happened. But here's where it comes from. There is precedent that has been set because I think Al Gore was the president for like 30 days before they overturned it for Bush. So that's where they're saying, 30 days. I'm telling you, listen, they pushed it out to the election. Once the election was over, they're going to push it out to the 6th. Once the 6th is over, they push it out to the 8th. Once the 8th is over, they pushed it out to the next milestone. And I'm saying the 8th meaning November. They pushed it out to January 6th. Push it out to January 8th. They're going to push it out to inauguration. See, people are saying Trump is going to be the president. But if Biden gets inaugurated, Biden is the president. So therefore, what you said was wrong. Now you have to push the envelope even further and say, okay, 30 days. Why is it 30 days? Because Al Gore, I think, was president for 30 days. And then Bush came in. Because they contested the election in Florida, and it ended up being overturned, and then Bush became the president. So that's what they're using the 30 days. And then it's going to be like, I'm telling y'all, as sure as I'm sitting here, if it gets to the point of 20 days, Trump not the president, 30 days after that, they're going to come up with something else. He has another ace in the hole. I'm telling you, man, like, I'm not preaching no ace in the hole. I'm telling you right as I speak, I believed with my whole heart that President Trump was going to be certified as the president of the United States, reelected. I believed with my whole heart. And once I got to that point and it didn't happen, I said, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not looking at Q and all this. I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm being honest with you guys. And so I have nothing when it comes to the 20th. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen, but I don't know. And I don't want to be wrong. So I'm just going out on a limb and say, they let it happen. They let it get this far. So anyway, let's see. Keep up the good work, man. You are inspiration to the rest of us. I appreciate that. Love your message. Please keep up the great work. I appreciate it. Go ahead and pass the offering plate. I lost respect for these preachers by how they have been exposing themselves during the passing years. Let me say this about your pastor real quick, and this is going to be very unpopular. Don't get mad at me. Don't kill the messenger. If your pastor has been silent on politics and have been silent on what's going on in our country, and you haven't heard him talk about nothing that's going on in our country, he's just been reading the Bible, that your pastor is a false preacher. I'm just throwing it out there. Don't get mad. Don't kill the messenger. If your pastor is talking about Black Lives Matter, and which is a Marxist organization run by lesbian women who are against the family structure, that is on their statement. If your pastor don't have the discernment to realize that these people are anti-marriage, anti-God, that your pastor done got no connection with God, or they're neglecting to listen to God talk to them. If your pastor doesn't give you information about voting, meaning that you shouldn't be voting for anybody that support abortions, If your pastor won't say that from the pulpit, your pastor ain't got no, I believe your pastor don't have a true relationship. You need to get out of that church and go to somewhere where you have a pastor that's going to tell the truth. Jesus, let me tell y'all something about Jesus. Jesus didn't separate politics from his message. Yeah, some people out here talking about the separation of church and state. That is a fallacy. The reason our government did that so that other religions don't gain power in the United States of America. So they enforce the separation of church and state. All of our laws are rooted in Christianity. All of our laws are rooted in Christ, except the new ones that they added that are anti-God, that anti-God people have added to our laws. All of our founding fathers were believers. You go down and look at Abraham Lincoln. Go down and look at Lincoln, the Lincoln Memorial. Read what Lincoln said. It has biblical scripture in it. These people were people of God. All of our scientists, Einstein and all of those guys, they were all Christians, believers. And then now all of a sudden they become atheists because they believe in the creation more than the creator. But I'll leave that for another time. But these pastors, you should know them by their fruit. Your pastor out here chucking and jiving for Black Lives Matter. Your pastor out here talking bad about President Trump. I don't even think a pastor should talk bad about Joe Biden. You should talk about policies. What policies are being passed. Not the person, but the policies. If Donald Trump is advocating for anti-God policies, then you criticize the policies by this administration. But some of these pastors care more about your color than they care about their God. And I speak at church tomorrow, and I'm going to bring this up. Hopefully, I can fit it into my speech. But your pastor believes that white people have more power than God does. That's what your pastor believes. If they own this Black Lives Matter, white supremacy, white privilege, if your pastors are doing that, they ain't hearing from God, in my opinion. Go ahead and pass the offering plate. I appreciate it. Let me see. Tatum, what do you think Trump is going to do? I don't think he's going to do nothing. I think Trump is going to take his toys and go home. And I think that we all been pumped up to believe something that was never going to happen. That's what I believe, but I don't know. I can't say that that's what's going to happen. He could have an ace in the hole. But just the things that I've seen, I don't think he's going to do nothing. He may declassify a few things that ain't going to mean anything because we already know everything that he declassified. We already know they did this. Alex Jones and them, they have already been talking about this. It ain't even a secret. So him declassifying is not doing anything but giving us confidence as a base, but it's not going to change anything. I don't know. I don't think he's going to do anything. I think Biden's going to get inaugurated, and we're going to have 4 years of a Biden administration, and people are going to wake up after that. They're going to wake up once they see all this stuff that Biden and his administration doing, with all the LGBTQ stuff they force down your throat, all of the minimum wage hikes, destroying small businesses, mask mandate, vaccine mandates, the Green New Deal, raising taxes, letting people in this country legally, giving amnesty to 30 million people. Like, after that happened, people may wake up a little bit. But then again, I'm not God. I don't know. Something else could happen. Let's see. Caleb Malpin is an America First leftist who oppose identity politics. Thoughts on building a coalition of populist right and populist left. Listen, this is the thing. I don't understand how you gonna be a leftist and I gotta hear the dude's arguments. If you America First, then you ain't a leftist. Unless you dumb enough to believe in high taxes and all this other stuff, then I don't want to talk to you. There ain't no listen. If you believe the government needs to take more of rich people's money, I don't need to talk to you. We are not the same. I don't care if you America First. If you believe in high taxes, I don't support you. Like, we ain't cool. Just because we agree on one thing don't mean we should have a coalition. I don't need a coalition with a leftist that believe. If you believe there's more than two genders, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. I don't care if you're against taxes. If you don't believe in God, if you don't believe in Jesus, then I don't want to work with you. I can't build a coalition with you if you don't believe in God. I can't build a coalition with you. Now, I'm not gonna bring you down. I'm not gonna talk down about you. You can go on and flourish. I'm not building with people who don't believe in God, who don't believe in Jesus. I don't want to build with you. Go build with somebody else. I'm not mad at you. I'm not going to stop anything you do. Go on. More power to you. But me and you in a collaboration, and you don't believe in Christ, just collaborate with somebody else. I don't want to collaborate with you. We ain't on the same play. We ain't on the same team. If you believe anything that these liberals are doing makes any sense, we ain't on the same team. I don't want nothing to do with you. If you're not openly saying that they impeached Donald Trump twice for no reason, you and I are not the same. If you will not openly admit that Democrat politicians hate America, they hate America, then you and I are not the same. If you don't believe in, I believe that America comes first and that we should have merit-based immigration for a while. And then we can start opening it up to other people. We're not going to save the world. It's too many people out there. We can save the world where they at. If you want to help Africa, go help Africa in Africa. Don't bring people here. Let them flourish in their own country, on their own continent. We don't need to bring people here unless they're merit-based. No immigration unless it's merit-based. And I think anybody that's in this country illegally need to go. And then if you're a DACA or whatever, then we should we might as well give you a pathway to citizenship, because we ain't gonna be able to get all y'all out of here. And I think people that were born here or they've been living here since they were kids, that makes no sense to take them to Mexico or wherever, South America somewhere. It just makes no sense. So we effed up. We got to eat that one. But if you here and you ain't DACA, you ain't nothing, you a grown man, you going back to where you came from. We should be spending billions of dollars on deporting people. And then if you want to come to America, it's merit-based. That means that you add value to America. And we need to do that for a long time. And then eventually, once we get out together, we'll be able to do other things. Okay, anyway, let's see. Thank y'all for the super chat. Holy cow, you must listen to Eric Winston and the Glenn Beck conversation from today. No, I haven't. I didn't listen to it. I should if they reading the same sheet of music. You almost beat him for exercising free speech. This is communist China. We can criticize the corrupt Marxist government. America is in a fallen state. No. That's not free. You're not free speech. You disrespected me. That's not free. That's not free speech. That's not free speech. I don't believe that's free speech to me. You can go on your own and you can ride around with American flag upside down if you want to. When you do this to me, because I have the American flag, you're disrespecting me and the American flag. You disrespecting me. Now I gotta come see about you. That's all I'm saying. Free speech is you. You can talk on your own platform. When you start disrespecting other people, like for instance, if the guy would have burned my flag on my truck, just say he would have set it on fire, is that free speech? No. No, that's not. That's not free speech. That's not. That's you damaging property. You sticking your middle finger up, to me, that's you instigating a fight. You're instigating. You're instigating. You want a reaction from somebody. In the state of Arizona, instigating a fight is an assault. You are trying to conjure up violence against yourself by sticking the middle finger at me. Now, I'm perceiving that it's got to do with the flag, but you sticking the middle finger at me. That's like road rage. You didn't go into another level. You are now sticking your middle finger up at me because I have a flag. That's not freedom of speech, in my personal opinion. You get served on stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying if you a gang member and you throwing up gang signs to another gang member, that's freedom of speech. No, it's not, bro. This means something to that person. You want that smoke, you do this to that person, and they're going to come give you that smoke. You start doing this to a veteran, you start doing this to a person because they support the country, you are now attacking that person, in my personal opinion. And if they come serve you, I don't care. Now, I'm not going to do it because I'm going to be right with God. But if somebody would, if you stick your middle finger, let's say if I was riding down the street on my bike and I saw a Joe Biden flag and I stuck a middle finger up at him and the dude came up, drove over to me like, "What's up, homie?" It's free speech. No, it's not. I just stuck a middle finger up at this dude. I just disrespected this person. He could come see me, and he might. So I don't believe in that stuff. Like the flag, burning the flag is not free speech. That's not free speech. To me, that's damaging property. But burning the flag should be illegal. I think burning the flag should be illegal. That's my personal opinion. I think it should be illegal. Just like burning the Bible is illegal. Should be illegal. Burning money is illegal. I want you guys to understand. Burning money is illegal. Do you know that? If you burn money, that's illegal. If you tear money, deface money, that's illegal. That's a crime. You can't tear money, you can't destroy money. You can't burn money, you can't destroy money. That's illegal. Well, why is that illegal? But destroying a flag is okay. And the thing is that you can show your disgust for America without burning the flag. You can show your disgust for America without burning the flag. Just like, for instance, if you denounce your citizenship, you can't buy a firearm in America if you denounce your citizenship. On the firearm form, it says, have you ever denounced your citizenship? There's things that you can't do if you denounce your citizenship as an American citizen. Denounce your citizenship. Because that's my personal opinion. Like, can you go and burn down the Capitol building? Can you vandalize the Capitol building? Why not? Why not? It's a public place. The people built the building. You should be able to vandalize it. No, you can't. It's a crime. You can't deface or vandalize monuments or a government building. But you can vandalize and do that to a flag. I don't know. I get the difference because obviously the government made it. The government didn't make the flag that somebody sewed together. But I think it's an act of malice, in my personal opinion. That's all I'm saying. You can say whatever you want, just the flag. Just don't deface the flag. If we didn't fly the flag in war and we didn't do none of that stuff, then I'll be okay. If we don't fly the flag high, if we don't pledge of allegiance to the flag, if the flag was just a cloth thing that people just carried around everywhere, I wouldn't even say that. The flag holds a level of honor. It holds a level of honor. You're not even supposed to have the flag out without it being lit at night. You're not even supposed to have the flag out in distressed weather. Like, the flag means something to our country. And if you are a person who's defacing or doing that to the flag, then why are you here? That's all I'm saying. You don't have to agree with the country, but to damage and deface the flag is shameful. Now, if the government don't enforce it and somebody whoop you over the flag, I don't care. That's what you get. Somebody burn the flag and somebody beat you, it depends on the situation. I may or may not even intervene. That's what you get. That flag means something to people. And let them beat you over it then. Let's see. Keep going hard. The best is yet to come. Serious question, brother. Soldiers at the Capitol with high fence, topped with razor wire surrounding them. Would you want to be locked in your backyard surrounded and nowhere to run? Is that a normal art of war? Yeah, I don't know, man. Y'all too deep for me. I feel like it's too corrupt, and we may not get our country back if we let this slide. I know God is in control, but it's sickening. Yeah, God is probably letting this happen to us because we didn't do nothing with what we got. We didn't do nothing with what we had. Keep the faith, never give up. Appreciate it. I've been in every hot spot since it started, and I haven't got it. I don't wear a mask. 100%. Don't wear a mask. I try not to wear a mask everywhere I go. I've gotten it. Me and my wife, we fine. They banned me from YouTube until April. It's crazy. Let's see. People will never trust elections again. At the bare minimum, we need to be able to trace our ballots. Thanks for what you do, Tatum. You've been on point. I appreciate it. Sherry, thank you. Alex, thank you. Hi, Officer Tatum. Would you be interested in distributed social media? I made one search YouTube distributed. It was posted today. I have not. It's so unfortunate to see your spirit lost. Have faith in the message, not the messenger. It's so unfortunate to see your spirit lost. Have faith in the message, not the messenger. Stacy, I'm not trying to be mean to nobody, but like, what are you talking about? My spirit lost? People want you to, I don't know if it's about Trump or like something else, but people want you to have hope in, I don't have to. What is it going to be? What does it mean to you if I don't believe that Trump has an ace in the hole? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to the country? If he has an ace in the hole, then we all will know he has an ace in the hole. What is it to people that feel like I have to believe something that I just don't see it happening at this point? And if it does, I said I'm open to it. I'm open to it. But y'all been saying, like some people been saying the same thing. He's gonna do this. Oh, he didn't do this. Oh, but because he got another ace in the hole. He got another ace in the hole. Oh no, he got another ace in the hole. He got 3 aces he's gonna play this time. But the election time, you know, we're gonna win election night. We paid real money. We paid real money to the legal team to fight for Trump in court. They got nobody saw any of their cases. Like that actually really happened. That wasn't a facade. That wasn't a part of the plan. If that was a part of the plan, they would have done it pro bono. But instead, they raised money for Trump Defense Fund, and they couldn't get a single trial. They couldn't get a single hearing. They failed at that. Whether it's their fault or not, they failed at it. That's a real failure. So either they was going to – some people believe that they had it. No, they didn't have it. They were going to try, but they didn't. You know, some people believe that President Trump on, you know, a week after the election, they were going – we thought they were, but they didn't. People thought that they were going to count the vote, and it was going to – but they didn't. Mike Pence certified the vote. He was supposed to not certify the vote. They didn't. Stop acting like Trump got aces in the hole, and then when it don't happen, you just move to the next excuse. You can't do that. I never told people that I know for a fact President Trump is going to be. I believe that he was going to be certified as the president of the United States. I believe that. And now that he's not, it's like, I don't want to believe anything anybody else say because people have been telling me it's going to happen. Mike Pence is going to do it. It's coming down to Pence. I heard it on the blogs. It's going to happen. I know 100%. Mike Pence is going to, and Mike Pence didn't do it. And not only did Mike Pence didn't do it, everybody else turned on Trump. Like, everybody's turned on Trump. I don't have faith in none of them people doing anything. And then somehow Mike Pence won't even stand up for Trump. Somehow the media has bashed Trump. Somehow some Republicans want him impeached. And y'all think that the military is going to like somehow turn on the country for President Trump. Trump has nobody helping him at this point. Nobody. He has to get my pillow guy, who's a businessman in the private sector, to come talk to him about stuff. People in the government have completely turned on Trump. And you think the military is going to say, yeah, Trump, it could happen, but I just don't think it's going to happen. And I know it makes people upset because when Tim Pool was saying he don't think it's going to happen, I was upset with him. I didn't unfollow him. I don't not listen to his content. I didn't like that he said it. But at the end of the day, I'm like, either he's going to be right or he's going to be wrong. And Tim Pool and some other people said there's no way Trump is going to be elected a long time ago. I didn't believe that. You know, now that we've seen what we've seen, I'm like, oh, for sure. There's no way he's going to be able to do it by himself. There's no way. Nobody's helping Trump. He's not going to be able to do it by himself. There's no way he can do it by himself. And if he can, good. I'm happy. You happy. We happy. That's like me saying, I'm going to go and run and jump onto my roof tomorrow. 2-story house. I'm going to jump onto my roof tomorrow. And some people like, Brandon, you're not going to jump on the roof. Like, I don't believe Brandon. Somebody make a YouTube video and say, Brandon is not going to jump on the roof. And some people are like, I believe in you, Brandon. Either I'm going to jump on the roof or not. And people say, I support Brandon. I just don't think you're going to jump on the roof. And then when I jump on the roof, they're going to be like, dang, okay, I was wrong. You jumped on the roof. I'm not going to turn around and say, how dare you doubted me for jumping on the roof. I would never say that. It's like, You didn't know. So let me just jump on the roof. I don't need to convince you. I just need to jump on the roof. And when I jump on the roof, I'm going to say, see everybody, I jumped on the roof like I said I was. I don't need to be trying to give you snippets and breadcrumbs. Listen, hey, y'all, I'm going to jump on the roof. I'm going to jump on the roof. I'm going to jump on the roof. And then I break my leg, and I'm like, I'm still jumping on the roof. I broke both of my legs. I'm in a coma. I'm still jumping on the roof. People are mad. People are mad because people didn't believe I was going to still jump on the roof, although I'm in a coma. It's like, don't get mad at people. Just understand that people have said, okay, now let's start planning for something else so we don't get caught up in this. Because somebody say, well, Trump won't be the president on the 20th. It'll be in 30 days. It's like, there are people saying that Trump will be the president. He will be inaugurated. You can't have your cake and eat it too. He's either going to be inaugurated or he's not. If he don't get inaugurated, you lied. You don't get to go to the next theory. You don't get to say, but no, 30 days. You got to go with what you go with or you lied. Please listen to a 5-minute video titled The Aftermath of January 6th. You appreciate the message greatly. Okay, the aftermath of January 6th. Okay. Lindell said the same as Powell. They are controlling Trump. I don't know, y'all. If Mike Lindell said the same thing Sidney Powell said, then I don't know. All I know is that whatever happened, I'm going to come on here and talk about it. And everybody who shunned me for saying that I think that something else is going on here, then you were guilty of doing that when you shouldn't have been. Okay, let me read a couple of super chats because y'all got a bunch of them. Let's see. You don't have to use Discord. You can use Gilded, a Discord alternative. Recommend any and all alternative tech platforms to avoid big tech censorship. You have options and are not beholden to big tech. 100%. I agree with you. That's why I haven't really jumped on there, because there's some other things that I've been thinking about. Blessings, Brandon. I recently had COVID and recovered in a week, which has proved that COVID is not as serious as they claim. 100%. 100%, Marquise. You are so right. Why should he keep dealing with this BS? The man worked hard and put up with a lot. I love him with whatever he chooses to do. 100%. If Trump said, like, this is the problem with some people. Not y'all, because y'all perfect. This is the problem with some people. You are so selfish and self-centered that you want Trump to continue to go through this stuff. You would be upset with him if he said, I did all I can do. Nobody's on my side in the government. There is no winning these people. I'm walking away and continuing my life. I've already lost enough. If Trump were to say that, I would say, I do not blame you. I do not blame you. I don't want you to go through it no more. Like, I don't want Trump to go through this anymore. Now, I definitely don't want Biden to be the president, but I don't want Trump to go through this anymore. Some people are so selfish and evil, and they can't see it, that they are so fixed that Trump is their savior that they want him to keep going through. They ain't even thought twice about his health. They haven't thought twice about his mental. They haven't thought twice about Barron. They haven't thought twice about Melania. They haven't thought twice about any of these people. They just created Donald Trump as their Lord and Savior. And they think he's invincible. They want him to die in office just to protect their beliefs, because they ain't going to do nothing. And I think that that's wrong to do. I think that's a bad thing to do. If that man decides to throw in the towel, bro. I ain't even mad at you. Just go out like a G. That's all I ask you to. Go out like a G and throw in the towel, and I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I wouldn't want to do all this stuff either, man. I wouldn't want to do. He old too. He old. He ain't young. Somebody in their 30s, 40s, maybe. Young man, old man. I mean, nah. We appreciate you. Keep up the fight. The Q people said Q hasn't been wrong. BS. Q first drop was stating that Hillary was going to be indicted and flee America. They're 0-1 immediately. Let's see. Christiane, I can't see your message. I don't know what it says. It's been redacted. God also helped those who helped themselves. Amen. When will we know when it's time to take a stand? I don't want to be like a frog in a pot. As long as we have our Second Amendment, we can always take a stand. As long as we have our Second Amendment, we can always be in position to take a stand. That's all I can say. I think it's gonna have to. People are gonna be pushed against the wall, and then and once you push a bullet, your bullet push you in the wall. You're gonna fight back, and people are gonna know and feel when it's time to fight back. And as long as you have your Second Amendment, you can still fight back. At the point in which they're gonna take that, that's the point at which you fight. They cannot get that. They can do everything they can. They cannot take away your Second Amendment rights. If they do that, we're done. Unfortunately, I think it's only a handful of people that's gonna stand up, and the rest of them is gonna let them take it. Mr. Tatum. Let's see, Mr. Tatum will never win if we start to think that preaching the word of fairness and conservatism doesn't matter. We get to keep fighting. We got to keep fighting. Sidney Powell already said Trump is moving his things out. It's over. Trust God. Prophets all in agreement that God will restore Trump. Yeah, he may restore Trump, maybe not to the presidency. Trump is not running in 2024, man. He's not running in 2024. I don't even want Trump to run in 2024. Trump was a battering ram. He's not the entry team. Like, Trump is not smooth enough, man. I battled through a lot of Trump's missteps and misspoken words and drama. I'm sick. I'm sick of it. Like, I kind of wish that he would smooth it out a little bit, man. Smooth it out a little bit. When you on Twitter, be effective. Don't just sound like you arguing all the time. Be smooth, bruh. Like, be inspiring. Like, be charismatic. Like, have some sensitivity. Understand, you don't have to be. You need to smooth it out a little bit, because being rough around the edges just make people hate you. And let other people be rough. Even if you're a rough person, let other people do your fighting for you. I wish Trump would have had Kayleigh McEnany from the beginning. Let her talk trash to the media and call them stupid and everything. But you are the president. You speak and you go and take care of business. When it's time for you to speak, you speak up when it's time, and you go take care of business. Don't argue with the media. If the media say something crazy to you, okay, thank you for your questions. I love you guys. I'm out. Let them be mad at you for not taking questions. Don't let them trick you into sound bites. One thing I learned in the PIO is when you having an interview that's unfriendly to you, only answer what you want to be said. Somebody can say, Brandon, what about that conspiracy theory that you said 20 years ago? If it's true and you were wrong and you don't want a soundbite, just don't answer the question. Go on to something else. People can say, oh, he switched it, but they ain't got no soundbite of you saying nothing crazy and off the cuff. And see, the blank and the blank did not win. Orange man, red won big time. He gonna be president. Okay. Conservatives need to stop with the Q post. The left is having a field day calling us conspiracy theorists and right-wing nut jobs. All I'm saying is that when it's all said and done, you either was legitimate or you a nut job and you believe the conspiracy theory. One of the two is going to happen to you. You're going to either be justified and you're going to laugh at everybody who laughed at you, or you're going to be the laughing stock. One of the two is going to happen. You don't get to skate. I don't want anybody on my channel to think that you were bashing everybody and saying you don't trust the system and everything. You're bashing them for not trusting something that doesn't appear to be there. And then if you become wrong, you can't just skate away. You are believing something without evidence. I haven't looked into it. That's why I'm not justifying it. I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't read any of the conspiracies. Let's all show our support for Biden by not showing up to the inauguration. That joke ain't finna. Nobody finna be there. What about Bill Gates buying up all of the farmland in the USA? What is he up to? I don't know. It's interesting. If they are truly representing the people, then why do they need 20,000 troops? Because they do not represent the people. Can you give more insight on the information pertaining to Obamagate and Russiagate for the followers to be informed, man? Vets here just wanting people to hear the facts from this great live. So I think that is beneficial, and thanks for the super chat, man. But I think it's beneficial it will be beneficial to have a guest and for us to dialogue and do the whole thing about Obamagate and Russiagate. But I'll give you a quick synopsis because, in all fairness, the Russiagate, I mean, we all know, like, the Russiagate was concocted by people to overthrow the president with no merit, right? It was concocted by people to overthrow the president with no merit. Christopher Steele, who originally worked with the FBI, and they quit work with our government. They quit working with him because he was giving information to foreign governments. So they fired. They quit working with him. Yet and still, the Democrats ended up using Christopher Steele, and they believed he had information of a dossier. Is my wife playing that TV that loud? Baby. My wife don't care about my live stream. I just want y'all to know. So anyway, they used Christopher Steele. They presented this to our government. They ended up leading to an investigation into Trump, claiming that they had evidence that Trump worked with the Russians to overthrow our elections. Come to find out that it was all fake. It was concocted. People in our government that saw the dossier said that the dossier was politically driven. People were caught on government phones saying they hate the president, that they're going to retaliate against the president. They got a backup plan if Hillary Clinton doesn't get elected. People are clearly partisan against Trump and investigating Trump. People are showing their emotions throughout the investigation. Director Comey, Carter Page, Peter Strzok, all of these people are completely fluffing an investigation. Many people in our government knew that the investigation would not go anywhere. And yet they pushed it forward anyway. That's more of the Russiagate. It was all a lie. And it's even deeper than that, because they tried to frame people in the Trump camp, setting Don Jr. up with a meeting with somebody that they're setting him up, wiretapping and stuff like that. Now, Obamagate, and I could be missing some things. Some of y'all are more deep into it than I am. I'm just giving a synopsis. Obama knew about this. Obama knew about it. Obama targeted Donald Trump. Obama called for the wiretapping of the Trump tower in order to try to get dirt on Trump, and he used it as foreign spying, which means that you can, if you have a foreign person, like let me give y'all an example. So if you have a foreign person who's a person of interest, and they call a person in the United States of America, our government can wiretap that phone call and overhear what the foreign person is saying. They take that classified information and they mask the American names on the phone call, because they're only supposed to be investigating a foreign person. They're not supposed to be investigating American citizens. So they were wiretapping Trump. They were setting up phone calls, and they were not only listening to foreign powers, they were actually listening to Donald Trump, and they listened to Michael Flynn. They ended up catching him on a phone call with somebody, and they ended up, somebody in the government that was responsible for this unmasked Michael Flynn and leaked it to the media, which then started an investigation into Michael Flynn, because our government is not supposed to unmask American citizens. So they wanted to get Michael Flynn for communicating with a person of interest, a foreign government. So the sneaky thing that they did, they knew all along they wanted to get somebody in the Trump administration. They wanted to get Trump or somebody on the phone saying something they weren't supposed to say with a foreign government. They wiretapped it. They unmasked Flynn. They reported it to the news. I think it was Flynn. I could be totally wrong. Maybe I'm getting Flynn and Carter Page mixed up. But forgive me. I could be mixing these people up. Just know that that's pretty much the gist of it. Obama knew about it. Obama had a meeting to conspire to do these things. He sent out important people in the room, him, Rice, and a few other deep state operatives were in a room speaking about these things. When they were confronted and investigated, people were spilling the beans. All of this was classified. The public didn't know about it, but people in the government did. So Trump unleashed that, and now people have access to see exactly what happened, what was exactly said, the interviews that took place. Let's start a movement seriously. You can be our voice and get it kicked off. Dallas, Texas. Oak Cliff. I see you from Oak Cliff. Let's see. God can't do everything for us. We have to do it ourselves. Wake up, humans. Constitution Brandon. You think there's 30,000 troops in D.C. to protect a virtual inauguration? Why would Trump add troops? Sidney Powell said Trump didn't add troops and Trump is done. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Sidney Powell's a lying, you know what. What did the Q say about Sidney Powell? Okay. Did you talk about the My Pillow guy at the White House today holding documents about martial law? I saw that. I didn't talk about it. I mean, I don't know what this stuff means. It's all bullcrap to me. I mean, when the stuff start happening, that's when I start talking about it. It's no need for me to be talking about it now, and it ain't never gonna happen. It's just too much conspiracy going on. Like, I need at least one of these things to come true. You know, Trump unmasking documents means nothing because it ain't like Pelosi is gonna change her mind. They already knew this stuff exists. I'm in the USAF, United States Air Force. I love your channel. Can you please search up Simon Parker and Dr. Charlie Ward, Robert David Steele, etc. We are in martial law here in my state, and for the next week, it'll be good. Let's see, what state are you in? Okay, prayer for President Trump and his family. What should we do if they try to take our guns? I can't say what we should do on this live stream. Did Trump give the go-ahead for the troops in D.C., or was it done by someone else? Why are they there? It was done by somebody else from what people are saying, but of course I'm not in the White House. I don't know. Globalists want to end our American sovereignty, and they got it. Middle class will be gone by the end of 2021, and socialism will take over. That could be pretty accurate. We need another anomaly. Is there a way to send you a question privately? Pray for me, please. Send it to connect@theofficertatum.com, connect@theofficertatum.com. The Bible is the rock and the foundation of our constitutional stands. It was designed for the religious and moral society. That is what we need to fight for. Let's see. How dumb is America? Honestly, I do not mean that disrespectfully. And I don't mean about them listening. How is America this stupid? I agree. Can you pray for everyone's friends and family who are being divided by political polarization, fake narratives by the devil, have people blinded and by hate and bitterness towards Trump? 100%. Respect B. Tatum for testimony speaks volumes. God bless you, wife and baby. Can you do a shout out to myself and 3 daughters? Let's see, Lauren, Layla, and Lola. Let's see, Angela. So shout out to Angela Lopez, her daughter, Lauren, Layla, and Lola. Shout out to y'all. God bless y'all. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the support. Love you guys. In capitalism, it works so good. Then why are so many blue-collar workers losing their jobs to the free market, free trade? If capitalism is working so good, why are they losing free market, free trade? The thing is it's going to be competitive. Like, you know, there's going to be ebb and flow. There's going to be ups and downs within the free market. It's just the way it is. But what do you want? Socialism? Then what? Then what do you have? If you have socialism, okay. That's time for a long conversation. I respectfully challenge you to watch Caleb video, the message to Trump supporters from a communist. I don't know if I'll try to listen to it. Okay. I'll try to listen to it. I said, we're going to have to go zones like Europe. Anyone who believes Trump is done with the fight is kidding themselves. The man has said over and over, never give up, and will never let us down. I believe God is still moving and Trump is not done. There's a difference between God and Trump. I think we need to understand that. Like, God could be moving without Trump, and Trump can mean something and then change his mind. So just keep that in mind. At what point do you make a stand and make our country by the people again? I don't know when that point is, and I don't know if people are willing to do it this late in the game. Did you see he signed EO 13959? That EO, or executive order, basically is a declaration of war and cuts all kickbacks to the dirty rats. Do you have any advice for a small commentator? I'm trying to grow a voice in politics. How do you succeed, and how do I follow in those footsteps? Currently, I am mainly focused on Instagram. Man, that's a longer conversation. So, but be consistent, have good content. Don't try to be like nobody else. Be who God made you to be, and that's a good start. Take your stuff, make it professional. Don't just throw stuff up to throw stuff up there. Make it meaningful, make it useful. Don't be about me, 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 me. Give a service to other people, and I think that it'll go a long way. We are in a world of blank. I'm not looking forward to any of the next 4 years. God, please bless America and hold us all strong and united. I agree with everything, but the idea that we cannot work together if I'm not a Christian. I'm pagan with Christian beliefs. Listen. That don't mean that you ain't cool, whatever. How, listen. I get it. But if you are not a Christian, the Bible says I'm not supposed to be fellowshipping with somebody who's not a Christian. You say you're a pagan with Christian values. Why do you want to work with me? We don't need to work together. We don't need to work together. We don't need to. What are we going to do together? Because I'm following God and I'm following the scripture. I'm following what Jesus has guided me to do. If you believe in a pagan, if you're a pagan, you believe in multiple gods, you and I are not going down the same path. When one of the first commandment is that we should only believe in one God. And I'm just being like some people ain't willing to take a stand. I'm not trying to be mean or nothing. It's not nothing against you. But I don't want to, we don't need to do that. We don't need to work together. You can do stuff with other people. I'm not going to work with you on a mission and we don't believe the same thing. We're counterproductive. Where are you getting your source of information from? If we get our source of information from different gods, then what are we doing? That's all I'm saying. And it's nothing against each other. I don't, people are Muslim. That's fine. They have a Muslim faith. I don't go to the mosque. I don't go to mosque. I don't believe that. But I'm not going to go over to the mosque and stop anybody. I'm not going to tell somebody, you can't be conservative. You can't vote for Trump because you're a Muslim. But what's the point of a Muslim and a Christian working together to do what? When if we be honest, our religions disagree with one another. I mean, literally, Islam is saying that Jesus was not Jesus. And Christianity is saying Muhammad doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You're compromising your religion to even work together. You don't need to. You don't need to work together. Go on about your own thing. And there's nothing against you. I just got to stand on. You got to stand on something. I don't know where you're getting your source of knowledge from, but I'm a Christian and I'm gonna stick with Christian principles. Let's see. Trump, I believe, let things all play the way it has to expose the swamp. I believe I believe also that all cards are in play. The fog of war is thick, and there are intentional misinformation set to misdirect. This is what I think. I think Trump did a great job. I think he fought a hard fight. I think he ran out of resources. Nobody stood behind him, and I think he's done. I don't think he's playing like he's lost or nothing. He tried. He's never not tried, and he's ran out of choices, and I think that's what happened. Let me see. Let me get a couple more of these super chats, and then I'll be off here. The laptop Pelosi, they had emails of the CCP telling her to get the nuke code, and that was the smoking gun. If that's true, then it's over, right? It's over. She should be going to jail today. She should be going to jail. Nancy Pelosi should be locked up right now, if that's true. 4 great years. Many people took the red pill. New friendships, new careers, new paths, new families, etc. Just like Christ. Trump opened many eyes and laid a foundation. It's our turn to carry the torch, 100%. 100%. Sergio. That's my boy Sergio. This is what I believe. Unless something changed. 4 great years. Many people took the red pill. New friends. People got new friends. Them old cowards fell off somewhere. New friends, new careers, new path, new family. Everything is like when you got saved for the first time and you become a Christian and people don't want to talk to you no more. You too sanctified. You too saved. And Trump's laid the foundation. It's up to us to take the mantle and run with it. Patriots outnumbered. The anti-American traitors and the infidels, they will eat themselves in the end. I agree with the immigration thing, except I would add we exchange 1 for 1 with Hong Kong or any communist country. We swap American commies for freedom-loving people. Yes, add that one in there. There will never be another true election. People keep talking about 2024. We cannot wait that long to stop them. How do we connect with others to stand together if they come to our houses one by one? America first. Well, get you a Second Amendment and start there. Offensive speech is free speech. If I correctly gender trans people and they feel disrespected, it's still free speech. It's not a feeling amendment. Well, this is what I say. That's what I say. There's a difference between somebody's gender and the American flag, okay? So if you want to keep going back to the American flag, that's 2 different things. I don't care if somebody says something about me or whatever, but I feel like that the American flag should never be damaged or disrespected. The ceremonial damaging or destroying of the American flag should be illegal. Should come with a fine or a penalty or something. You should not be able to disrespect our country like that. Now you can say whatever you want. You can talk about the country. If you ceremonially burn the flag, that to me is a problem. But if you talk to somebody and you misgender them or whatever the case may be, and they whoop you, then I don't care. You deserve it, and I don't think they'll get in trouble for it. If you intentionally misgender somebody, you intentionally do it to antagonize them, to say, "What's up, dude?" And you know they're trying to be a girl, you know they identify as a woman, and you say, "What's up, dude?" and that person beats you up. That's your fault. I don't care. That's what you get. You wanted that smoke and you got it. That's not that you're not protected. See, free speech is protected. If you say something crazy to somebody, disrespecting them, and they whoop you, you don't get some type of protection for free speech. If a white guy walks up to me and calls me the N-word and I punch him in the face, I'm not going to be in trouble. That person is going to be in trouble. In the state of Arizona, that person made a statement towards me with the intent to create an altercation. That is called assault. I punch that person hits the ground, that person gets arrested for the assault. They don't protect you from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get protected from calling people out their name and stuff. So, but it's not against the law unless you instigate violence. People talk about free speech and something. You yell fire and you do a false flag and cause people to get hurt and all that stuff. You're not protected. So I don't get why you think everything you say is somehow, in this country, everything you say is somehow okay. You can't threaten people. You can't threaten people, and you can't instigate fights with people. You can't do that. Now we watch people do that to police officers because they let them do it. But in real life, you can't get in nobody's face and talk trash to them. You can't, somebody, if I catch somebody defacing my flag that's on my truck, you're gonna be in trouble. And to be honest, if you deface or damage a flag in general that's somebody else's property, that's criminal. Anyway, we'll go on. Cindy, thanks so much for the super chat. A church won't sing a song, Jesus loves the little children, for its problematic implications that Jesus also loves white kids. Search it up. Church won't sing Jesus loves the little children for its problematic implications that Jesus also loves white kids. That's crazy. Texas didn't have their case looked at either. It was rigged. Great things are coming. Okay. More evidence revealed day by day. The truth will eventually be revealed, but it may be too late. DC looks like a war zone. God is having mercy on this nation and did more so during Trump's term. But I believe a time is coming where if we don't turn our country to him, our prominence and power will be no more. Everyone should be careful to condemn another person's point of view. Learn from the speech you hear, especially the speech you disagree with. Uh-oh. Man, it's a whole bunch of super chats on here. Did I miss something? I do not. Is it that many super chats left? I'm lost, man. Every time it jump. Okay. Now I think I'm caught up. No disrespect, but how do people will still think Trump is going to be the president? I agree with you. He's not. Republicans Party let us down. I mean, this is like, I think it's deniability. Like, I really do think that it's not just because Trump didn't get the votes right. It's because everything else that came with it. They completely condemned Trump. The Republicans turned their back on him. The thing that happened at the Capitol, they blamed him 100%. Many Republicans blamed him. They impeached him right after that. I mean, it's like everybody turned their backs on him. Mike Pence didn't do nothing. Pompeo is leaving. Everybody's leaving his administration. Like, people are leaving. It's over. And I think to be mad at somebody because they think it's over is crazy. I think it's over, man. I mean, we need to be preparing for it. Everybody actually turned on Trump. Trump can't do it by himself, man. Anyway, Catherine, thank you so much for the super chat. Have faith, Tatum. There's more going on behind the scenes than you see. It's still not over. If you are working in the White House and you are directly talking to Trump, then please write a comment like that. If you are talking about what other people are saying that's going to happen, or you looking at a Q post and all that, I don't know. I think you waste the super chat, because are you sure things are going on behind the scenes? How do you know? Anyway, I think God will install Trump. I have not lost faith in God saving this country, installing Trump. It has to happen this way so God will get the glory. I'm not disagreeing with that, but just because God can still save our country with Joe Biden. This may be a hard 4 years, and then we come out of it better than we were when we went into it. Maybe people will appreciate good leadership when it's gone, or when we have terrible leadership. So maybe God can use Joe Biden to turn this thing around. And I'm not saying Joe Biden will be the turning factor, but Joe Biden may wake people up too. Do you have any advice for a small political commentator? I think I already mentioned that. We are trying to hold on to the last bit of hope we can find. Please don't shatter that. The hope is in God, not in Trump, not in an election, not in politicians. So if your hope is in that, your hope is going to shatter every time you wake up. Put your hope in God. Put your hope in the things of God. Put your hope in yourself. Put your hope in your family. Angela, put your hope in your family. Don't put your hope in people, because they're going to fail you. Let's say, the lack of faith in this video is depressing. You act like you don't even know the God you serve. Read Jeremiah. What does God have to do with the president? I'm not understanding. Like, y'all act like if this is my thing. This is my thing that bothers me. People act like if Trump don't become the president, then God is like. You need to be looking to God to see what God is saying to you, not looking at Trump and seeing what God is doing. Some people are looking at Trump and saying, "Oh, see, God is going to do this because Trump is winning," and if Trump is losing, that means God ain't doing nothing. Don't get yourself in that. I don't have faith in men at all. I have faith in God. And I believe God can still do his thing if Trump is in office or if Biden is in office. Neither one of that matter to me. God can still do what God got to do, no matter who's the president. See, Bree, you make me think that you only believe that God can work through Trump and he can't do nothing through anybody else. And that God somehow stopped this movement if somehow Trump don't become the president. That's too much weight on one person. I believe that God will make it better, but if God chooses Joe Biden to be the president, then I'm like, okay, God must got a plan in this situation. Some of y'all must ain't never been through nothing before. Some of y'all must have never been through anything. I remember thinking that football was my only hope, and I was like, when I was getting blessed in football, I said, "Oh, God is blessing me to play football." And then there was an end that came to football, and I was in denial of that end. It was over. There was no second chances. I still dream about second chances in football. There's no second chances. I wanted it. God said no. God had a better plan for me. Although it was rough not playing football and being in that environment, but God had to do that to prepare me for something greater. I had to go through hurt and pain in a dark time in order to come out on top. And some of y'all think because you've had a great time under Trump that if he's not the president no more, somehow God ain't moving. God can work under any president. God is still the same God when Reagan was president. God is still the same God when Bush, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, it's the same God. Y'all act like Barack Obama won the presidency over God. God allowed Barack Obama to be the president. Some people didn't understand why, but you should clearly be able to see now that God allowed Barack Obama to be president so that we can get to this point. And Donald Trump may not be the president anymore. That has nothing to do with God's greatness and God's plan for our country. If Donald Trump is not the president anymore, God can still build and use this to our advantage. And my speech tomorrow at the church tomorrow is going to be about read the rest of the story. Read the rest of the story. If you stop the story where it is convenient for you, you're going to miss the whole thing. You got to read the rest of the story. You got to read the rest of the story. And some of y'all stopping the story at Trump. Whether Trump wins or loses is a win or a loss for us. That's not a win or a loss for us. Everything is a win for us. You better be preparing for both options to happen. You better be preparing for God to say Biden is the president, and you better make the best of it. Because I'm telling you right now, and I'll say this till I'm green in the face, if Biden becomes the president, everybody who sit around and nag and complain and cower and be upset all day, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. You are not going to inherit any success over the next 4 years or after the next 4 years if you sit and waddle in turmoil thinking that you lost. We went out, we voted, we did our best. And we got to put it in God's hands. If God wants President Trump to be the president again, so be it. If God chose Joe Biden to be the president, then you better be making the best of it. You better be building your relationship with God. You better be finding your ways for you to be successful in your family. Yeah, some of y'all done got too caught up in this MAGA movement and stuff that's your God now. Your God is MAGA. You know, I trust what President Trump said. I thought he was a great president. I believe that God put him in office. And I don't know if God's going to put him back. Maybe he didn't do what he was supposed to do, so God used somebody else. I don't know. If God decided to put Trump in office, I'm cool with that. If God decided to put Joe Biden in office, I'm cool with that. Personally, I don't like it, but you have to make the best of what God is doing. And if you don't do that, you are going to fail, my friend. Have you seen what Lynn Wood has been saying? No, I haven't. The flag folding in a triangle hanging on my mom's wall means hell of a lot. By the way, Yuma waiting for your name on the ballot. Get on it, please. Be Tatum. Hello, Brandon. Do you have other channels? Telegram, Gab. Please come over there too because the big tech is too powerful. I'm on Gab. I got a Gab account. So if y'all want to follow me on Gab, it's the Officer Tatum on Gab. Stephanie, all you guys, thank you for the super chat. Do not trust Q. Be careful of pro-Trump fake news. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Trump is just the first in a long line of leaders coming out that will slowly turn the needle. Just wait. I hope people understand that the system is too corrupt. All three branches, they are stolen our way of choosing legal and peacefully. He's got to fight because if he don't, he's done. They will never stop going after him till he's gone forever if he doesn't keep fighting. I completely agree with you that Trump should have learned how to play the game better with his words. Do you think Trump's comments about McCain contributed to his loss in Arizona? 100%. Trump's words gave them ammunition to hate him. Like, some of the things he said gave them ammunition to hate him. He could have played the game. You know, he say whatever he want to say. But, like, I say whatever I want to say right now. If people want to hold these things I say now against me if I was ever president, then so be it. But if I was the president on the main stage, I wouldn't get into none of this stuff. What do you think about John McCain? I never met the man. I don't have a comment. Move on. You know, unless you want that smoke. That's all I'm saying. You can attack everybody if you want to, but just be ready for them to come after you. You can attack the media all you want, but don't expect them to be fair to you. I would love to see Kayleigh McEnany in the White House. She is fiery and will clean house beautifully. B. Tatum, stop being a baby. You work in the Brexit campaign. You have faith in that. Quit the doomer BS. Take a look at the internet news. I don't know why people that write comments like this make me so mad. It angers me, and I got to work on that. I'm not going to lie. It angers me, and I have to work on it. I'm cool with people having righteous critique. When you say stuff that's just dumb, it doesn't make sense to me. Stop being a baby. You work in the Brexit campaign. You had faith in that. What does Brexit have to do with Trump? Black people waking up to the Democrat Party is a continuous, it's going to outlive Trump. It's sustainable. Trump can only have 8 years at the most. Brexit can be around for 100 years. Giving people information that will wake them up to lies that have been told to them is a complete different arena than politics and the president. It's just dumb to me. I believe that the black community, the black culture is completely failing. But there are people who are coming out of that, who are waking up, who are going to be successful because of it. That's why Brexit is so powerful, because it gives people an alternative understanding and people become better because of it. Brexit will outlive Trump. Brexit will probably outlive MAGA, because there is always going to be a war, no matter who's president, between the psyche and the verbiage that is presented to minorities in this country. It doesn't matter who's the president. Brexit is still going to be a subject of discussion. Donald Trump can be here today. He can be gone tomorrow. He can come back the next day. That doesn't matter. He cannot be president more than 8 years. He can't be president more than 8 years. So when people criticize me rightfully, critique me rightfully with conviction and facts, and I will receive your critique. I will receive your critique. But when you're saying stuff that's just absolutely asinine, don't waste your time, man. And I'm really struggling with it because I want to get mad. I want to confront this person. I want to talk trash to him. I want to see him in person. But I really got to stop letting it bother me. But y'all got to understand, this stuff eats away at me when people are so incompetent and they have the audacity to try to put a super chat out to critique me without any common sense. All I ask of you, use your brain. Don't use your emotions to try to argue with me, because it makes no sense. There is no left right. There is collusion. They're in collusion. They just pronounce themselves king and royal, and we, the American people, are their subjects. Hit them up. I can update you on what I know. This is killing me. Hit me up. I don't know, Charles, send me an email. connect@theofficertatum.com. Stay strong, brother. Please keep speaking the truth. We need it. I admire you for being level-headed during these troubling times. It's sad knowing Trump probably won't win again, but he was only a stepping stone to the revolution of God's truth. Christ is king. I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm not here to kiss your butt and tell you what you want to hear, man. I'm just here to tell you the truth. I'm here to tell you what I really believe. I'm not here to lie to you. B. Tatum ain't gonna lie to you. When I think it's over, I'll tell you what I think. And I also, every time I say this is what I think, I say I'm not 100% sure. There other things could happen. So I'm just trying to tell you what I think. I will be doing you a disservice to tell you Trump is going to win. Trump is an ace in the hole, and I don't believe it, but I'm just telling you because it makes you feel good. Everybody agree with that, huh? Trump has an ace in the hole. I'm gonna keep telling you that even though I don't believe it. Just know that I tell you when I believe it, and I tell you when I do not believe it. So you know I'm not gonna lie to you. Why do I hear people talking about Joe Biden owning an island next to Jeffrey Epstein Island? Oh, I don't know. Q is a computer program. Aliens are DNA laboratory altered people, not of the image of God, flesh like Jesus. China is going to invade us with nuclear false flags. Do not go to D.C. We'll be like Vegas. Trump should remove all of the custom doorknobs he had installed and leave the White House as is. Biden said he was going to remove them anyway. These people, it's better stuff to worry about. Your testimony speaks volumes, along with your truth and wisdom. Please give a shout out to me and my daughters. I think I read that one. Is there a way to watch your sermon tomorrow? If you go to Dream City Church, I think it's Dream City Church on social media. I think they live stream it. Dream City Church. Just Google Dream City Church. It's in Phoenix. So Scottsdale campus, Phoenix campus. I don't know if I'm gonna say I'm speaking at both churches, the morning service and in the late morning service at the other church. I don't know if I'm gonna speak about the same thing. I don't know. My goal is to say the same thing at both churches, obviously, but God may change it up in the second service. I don't know. So if you watch the first one, I may say something different in the second one. So Tatum, my pillow guy, doesn't have martial law documents. He came on live. It was legal evidence of mass, you know what, that they won't look at. Law enforcement, U.S. Marine Corps vet here. Brother, I support your message and love your content. Keep moving your foot and pushing forward. Amen. Thank you for your service. The Q equals CIA, PSYOP to keep us from preparing. Our sun is cooling. Look up Grand Solar Minimum. Troops are for us. Forced vaccines. Those that refuse go to a 1 to 800 FEMA camp already constructed. That's crazy. Just order 2 of your hats. Love you, my friend. God is good. God is love. We will. His will be done. Amen. Let's see. News with the mayor of D.C. She was asked about the troops and if they would become armed at some point. When they first got there, they were not armed. She said only the POTUS is allowed to arm the guard. Well, they're armed. Next Republican presidential win, vote ID into law day one. I'll never vote Republican again if it's not done to spite them. Can you watch Lieutenant Thomas McInerney speak at the White House and let us know what you think? I know somebody told me that before. I forgot, man. I got so much going on in my life. Thank you for speaking out and being a voice of reason and respect during all this madness. Much respect to you. One of two people are stupid because for the last 25 to 40 years, schools are no longer teaching curriculum from actual learning to godless socialism. Trump gained resources, 100 million people behind him. I'm hoping President Trump will bring a huge lawsuit against the United States government. I think it needs to be done. President Trump has no idea who to trust. There might be rock solid evidence out there, but he has constantly been betrayed, and the left want to burn him. 100%. 2 of 2. Let's see. History has purposefully not been taught so that people can be used to change and overthrow America, and the uneducated masses would never know what they've done. 100%. Come on, give me a round of applause. That's a great one. Okay, we just got a few more left. No, we don't. Yes, we do. Let's see. Man, we don't have a few left. I feel like they just keep adding every time it goes to the bottom. It is his love that draws people to him. Win them over, brother. Have faith in God. He will win. The next 10 days are going to make you believe in God more than ever possible. There's nothing that's going to make me believe in God more than what I already do. Nothing. I believe in God very strongly because I got the Holy Spirit and I was speaking in tongues. And there ain't no miracle greater than that. I'm just saying, just for me. Muslims and Christians believe in the same God, same Abraham, same Moses, same Jesus. We have to unite and defeat the left. Muslims and Christians do not believe in the same Jesus or the same God, because the Christian God, according to the Bible, said that Jesus was the only way to God. Muslims believe that the Christian Bible was manipulated and that Muhammad was the last prophet, which his word was to be in addition or to be greater than Jesus' word. So we do not believe in the same God. That don't mean we can't work together on common purposes, but to try to say we're all the same, let's work together. It's like, nah, let's be honest with each other, and we can work on things that matter, and let's get away from trying to act like we worship the same God. It's not the same God. Unless you believe in another Islam, unless you're a Muslim that believe in something totally different than what the Quran is saying. And you definitely don't believe in Trinitarian Christians. Muslims definitely don't agree with Trinitarian Christians. That's definitely not the same God. The Quran is very clear about who God is to Muslims versus the Trinitarian God of sects of Christianity. You cannot physically hurt someone for saying something offensive. That's not free speech, man. You're great, but I disagree with that. Like this is what I'm telling you. Like if somebody walk up to me and call me the N-word and say you effing N-word, if they walk up in my face and keep calling me the N-word, you N-word, you N-word, you N-word, you go from doing what some of y'all would consider free speech to instigating a physical response from somebody. That is against the law in the state of Arizona. That is called assault. Stop. I mean, I don't know what you guys are thinking. Like, you can say stuff to a certain point, then it becomes violence. And then people can react to that. I mean, it's like, I don't understand how people don't get this. Free speech. If somebody say, I hate your children. I hate your kids. I hate them. If somebody are creating an environment that's threatening to you or your family, that's a problem. And for somebody to come up to you, if somebody throw the middle finger up to you, that is a gesture of disrespect to somebody that could cause somebody to retaliate. Just imagine if I was sitting at the light and the guy, did this to me at the light. And just say I got out to confront him about it. Hey. What's up with that? Why are you sticking your middle finger up at me? You disrespected me. Am I wrong? No, I'm not. It's not against the law for me to confront him about what he did. Now, I can't detain him. You know, it's just people. I mean, I guess people don't understand. You want to say free speech until it's to you or it's something that's threatening to you. You can't flip people off and think they're not going to come do anything about it. That's all I'm saying. And you definitely can't get in people's face and do different things. Like if I was out of my truck and he walked by me and said, F you. And you know, I don't know. Maybe the guy's crazy. Maybe he's trying to hurt me. I don't know. Maybe I need to put my hands on him. But I don't think you're protected. I don't believe that you're protected. If that dude did that to me, stuck his middle finger up at me, or stuck his middle, just say he stuck his middle finger up at somebody else, stuck his middle finger up, and the person drove around and got out and confronted him and ended up beating him up, I'm not going to stop it. I'm not participating in that. I'm not going to get involved in that because I don't think that, hey, you stuck your finger up and that guy responded to you. What did you stick your middle finger up to do? What was your expectation when you stuck your middle finger up at that person? This is my freedom of speech. And what do you think that other person has a freedom of speech to come and confront you about it? Doesn't he? Do he? If you stick your middle finger up and the guy drives up next to you and stick your middle finger up at you, and just say he just follow you all the way to where you're going. Just follow you. Don't hurt you. Don't say that. Just follow you where you're going. Because he have the freedom to travel on the same roadway that you're traveling on. You know, this is what I will say. Don't disrespect people unless you want that smoke. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm just saying the law will protect you after the fact. I'm just saying it will protect you after the fact. And if they catch the person, it'll protect you after the fact. You sticking your middle finger up at somebody is not going to stop them from beating you down. That's all I'm saying. It's not going to stop them. You better not disrespect people because you never know what mindset these people are in. I think some people, the spirit that I'm feeling from these people is that, well, you can say whatever you want to people and it's somebody, you may get hurt. So you need to watch what you do to people. You can communicate yourself, stay in your lane. You start doing this, you start directing aggression towards other people, people may come after you. What is your views on what is to come? I hear about socialism, communism, censorship is biased. I don't know, man. I think it's going to get bad. They're going to censor everything they don't want to hear. They're going to tax the mess out of everybody. They're going to eliminate small businesses. It's going to be the rich and the poor if they get power long enough. And I think that's where it's headed. Let's see. Hands of God protect over the world has been removed. Billions of blanks and children blanks trafficking, vax shots, and uncovering evil in front of God to the world will destroy the world before his time is up. DC will be like Vegas. Let's see. People, keep up the inspiration and hard work. Didn't Trump turn on Pence first after he wouldn't go against his results? Feel like you're getting that twisted. I mean, I don't care about Trump turning on who. Pence turned on the people because I feel like he should have contested that. He didn't. I'm going to treat Joe Biden exactly like the left treated Trump. Fair is fair. Hey, I ain't going to stop you. Officer T, the Holy Spirit was on fire in you tonight. God bless you. I emailed you on your website last Wednesday with my info. We are in a war. War tactics are in place. Don't take silence for weakness. Trump 100. We have never seen a contested inauguration like this ever. That should tell everybody how blank of a presidency he is. 100%. B, have you heard John Solomon got released from charges? Yeah, I heard. I heard he got released from the jail. I didn't know he dropped the charges. I got to research that. Someone in the comments is saying Nancy Pelosi got arrested. Have you heard anything about that? No. I feel disrespected by you preaching about God. Now I get to punch you, Tatum logic. Well, come punch me. Come punch me. See, let me tell you something. This is what people. If a person is on live stream giving an opinion, I voluntarily communicate on their live stream. I can't get offended by what they say. I'm voluntarily going into their space. If you are on a public roadway and somebody flips you the bird, which is an act of aggression towards you, they flip the bird on you. That person is now gone beyond going on to your. That's like that guy riding a bike, and I go in the car, I get my bike, and I ride next to him, and I do something to him, or I'm on a private track riding with him, on his private track, and I come in there disrespecting him. It's a difference between being on a public thoroughfare and somebody flipping you the bird, which is an act of aggression. It's an act of aggression. It can necessitate people to respond depending on the circumstances. Not in every case, but on somebody's live stream, you have opted in to be in their communication portal. You have opted in to hear what they have to say. You're not in the public domain. You're on Brandon Tatum's live stream. So what I say on my live stream, you have opted in to hear it. If you get offended, that's on you. Now, if I come to your live stream and I claim to be offended and I want to take action against you because I'm offended by your live stream, that's idiotic. If I'm riding on somebody else's private road, if I'm on somebody's private property and the person flipped me the bird on their private property, that's different. We are sharing a public thoroughfare, and you are throwing the middle finger up at people. You are throwing the middle finger up at somebody in the public thoroughfare. You are pretty much saying F you to somebody, to the person. You are showing aggressive behavior towards a person. You know, that's disrespectful to another person on a public thoroughfare. Now, is that against the law in and of itself? No, it's not. But if I was out of my truck and I had a Trump shirt on and the guy walks up to my face and does this and stick his middle finger in my face, that's not freedom of speech. Now you have become aggressive and you have made yourself a threat to me. You have antagonized me to respond to you. If you go, I'm telling y'all, if somebody walk up to you and stick your middle finger in your face and you punch them in the head, you're not going to get in trouble for that. They walked up and antagonized you. Now, if they walked by you and never said anything, then there's no act of aggression. You sticking your middle finger up at somebody, that is an act of aggression towards a person, especially if you do it in their face. That holds significance. The middle finger holds significance. That's like walking to somebody, cussing them out. You are acting aggressively towards somebody, which is now putting yourself in a position for a person to feel threatened by you and defend themselves. But this person's dead logic is trying to make my logic say something I never said. I never said people don't have the freedom to do whatever they want to do in their own domain. But when you're in a public thoroughfare, you can't just do whatever you want to do. Just like if you yell, "There's a fire," in your own house. You can't do it in a movie theater. You can't say, "There's a bomb in here. Hi, I'm just playing." You can't do that in a public place. You have now put in other people's lives in danger. Why? Because a fire could cause people to panic. That could cause people to trample each other and kill them. It is against the law. You don't have the freedom to say that in a particular situation. And if you're going around flipping people off and they confront you, you're not protected. How are you protected? If I turned around and drove up next to him on his bike and I had words with him, he's not protected. I'm not going to get in trouble for having words with him. Anyway, please unfollow me, the Lunchable. Just unfollow me, bruh. Please unfollow me. Let's see. Sounds to me like someone needs to realize God might test us and send us through hard times to make us understand where we should be. Trump is not the only vessel that God can use. 100%. Bro, this is now on us, the people. Thoughts on, similarities between Joe Biden and Hugh Hossel or Jostle. I don't know what it is. Let's see. Love the faith and understanding that God is always in control. Even when we don't understand the path before us, he has a plan, and he has also he has to always trust in him. Let's see. People are seeming confused their own personal desires with God's grander plan. Things happen for reasons, even if we can't understand it. Respect his will and trust him. 100%. People doxed me, stole from me, damaged my property, and threatened my life for supporting Trump. Even if he didn't win, I have a chip now. I understand that. As a Buddhist, I just want to tell you how much I love you and support you. I support a Trumpism in so much as Trumpism equals populism. We will win. Love you. Love you back. I hope Trump runs for governor of Georgia. Let's see. Trump did not lose. He did not want. He did what he promised. And 4, he threw a wrench in the machine and showed us the corruption that is in the government. He did the job he was chosen to do. He can retire in peace. I'm with that. I got to get up off here, man. Y'all, there's still a lot of super chats. Okay, we to the end. Hey, BT, I don't know what to believe anymore. I've been praying more, watching the Fall Cabal on BitChute, and tell me what you think. I already watched the Fall Cabal. I watched that in February. I was giving out the series. Yeah, I watched the Fall Cabal. I mean, I don't know what to think anymore either, man. I'm just trying to let God play this stuff out. I love the way you keep it real, but hey, I see your pain and I am in pain. Chill, number 45, blank, blank, blank. I think the hat part of your merge. I don't know what I'm saying. Is that hat part of your merge? God, I can't see. Yes, we have merch like this on the store. Let's see. Trump for prison. Somebody said conservative becomes legion. Trump spoke as false prophet. Foul word. Hold on. Conservatives became legion. Trump spoke as false prophet. Foul words. Trump perpetuated being proud. Is he ignorant? Trump's self-projection in the poem The Snake. Proud boys are the pride before the fall. Oh, you just wasted $9.99. You just wasted $9.99. I'm not going to waste my time with that. Love you, brother. This isn't a feeling police. It's law enforcement. You can be offended all you want. You're too used to obeying radical left hate speech rules. Oh, that person again. You didn't gave me like $20, bro, to just ask asinine questions. I wish we lived in a world where you could say whatever you want to say, but you can't. You can't threaten people. You can't cause false alarms. You can't dox people, meaning that if you know a person's name and address, you should have the freedom to say whatever you want to say. No, you can't, because if you give a person's address out, you technically has doxed them. That's against the law. There's a lot of things that you say that's against the law. You can't call people the N-word. You can't antagonize people. You can't get in people's face and yell at them. Even if you don't touch them, you can't yell at people in their face. It's against the law. I don't know what ridiculousness you're thinking about. If a police officer talk to you and speak to you and you give them false information, which you have the freedom to say whatever you want to say, but you give them false information, you're going to be arrested for providing false information to a police officer or interfering with an investigation. You can't just say whatever you want to say in any situation you want to say it. And I'm telling you right now, don't be surprised. You watch what you say to people, because depending on the laws of your land, if you say something that provokes another person, that is assault. And if you say something that provokes somebody and they whoop you, then they're not going to go to jail. So don't be under the guise of, it was my free speech. I can say what I want to say to people. You better watch what you say to people, especially if you say the N-word. If you say the N-word, you can forget about that old freedom of speech stuff. If you say the N-word to somebody and they beat you, I guarantee you they're not going to, the judge will not press charges against them. The county will not take up charges. Even if the person get arrested, they're going to drop the charges in court. You say the N-word to somebody, even though you have the freedom to say it, the law is not going to be on your side. So don't believe what these brain dead people who are super chatting certain things are saying. I appreciate the great knowledge and wisdom you offer. I understand the people who listen and don't get it. A great display of patience, bro. Okay. I'm almost there. Didn't realize this was so delayed here. $2 more. Thanks. I appreciate it. Is it against the law to remove, block, president tweet, text messages, phone calls, photos? That's protected history. It should be protected history, right? You say you are religious, but you keep spreading the lie that Biden lost. That's sinning. Either God doesn't exist or you are a sinner. I think people are trolling. First and foremost, since they voted to elect him as the president earlier this month, I never said he didn't. He lost, or he lost the election based on their certification of his vote. So that's a lie. Second of all, if evidence has shown they cheated, how then is it a lie if you're lying if you say that he won fair and square? You are lying. And first of all, you probably have no relationship with God at all. So let me go to the next thing, because people that have a relationship with God don't talk about this. You say that you're religious, but you keep spreading a lie that Biden lost. It's not a lie. Do you know how many affidavits were signed saying that that this was a manipulated situation? You know how much evidence they have against Biden? Just because the news tell you don't make it true. All right, I would pay to see you go head to head with Roland Martin, even though he would probably just whine the whole time. He is not godly at all. Yeah, he a complete fraud. Link up with Steven Crowder. Okay. Beat Tatum. They don't want no smoke. It's a giving and take him in. It's a give and take mentality. God bless. 100%. God just might use Biden to show people the true evil looks like, because those people who lack faith to only have faith in God. Why do the Proud Boys support Trump? Why do the Proud Boys support Trump? Maybe because he's the president for the people. He's conservative. The Proud Boys are conservative. Somebody may be dumb enough to think the Proud Boys are racist. They're not racist. The chairman of the Proud Boys is a black man. There's a bunch of black and brown people that are Proud Boys. Proud Boys show me love every time they see me. Somebody said Trump lost and then he incited violence. First of all, Trump didn't incite violence. And it's debatable whether he lost or not. So you could say that people were inspired to act out because of the things he said, but it's not the things he said, it's the things that they done that he exposed. Trump didn't make up these affidavits. Trump didn't make up these lawsuits. Trump didn't make up the Dominion machines and all this other stuff. Trump didn't make that up. He just exposed what people were saying, and people got upset by it, rightfully so. Well, I love you guys, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. I gotta go. I'll say a prayer on the side of my bed tonight. I gotta get up off here. I've been on here way too long. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Just understand that God can move regardless of who the president is. It doesn't matter who's the president. If you think God is limited to Trump, using Trump, God may have to show you that he can use Biden just as much as he can use Trump to accomplish his will. So understand that, live in that. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one.